home of the infamous Martinsville hot dog and some of the best short track racing in NASCAR. They don't call this place the paperclip for nothing. 250 laps, 500 U-turns is coming up next on Pit Stop TV. Good evening all and welcome to the virtual Martinsville, Virginia. Ed Shearer is alongside for the call this evening, and Ed, this is a tough track. Everyone is going to be fighting for the bottom, and you got to put a lot of wheel in to make these corners. No brakes for these drivers under green flag conditions, so what can we expect from this race tonight?
It comes to my mind, to be honest, and it's complete chaos. We don't know exactly what's going to happen tonight. Like you mentioned, everyone's going to be fighting for the bottom lane, and I definitely wouldn't be surprised if somebody makes some moves on the top lane, from stack-ups probably happening to, some brake bias adjustments to possibly new tires compared to old tires. So it's going to be absolutely chaos tonight. I would not be surprised if we see some tempers flaring a little bit, so I'm looking forward to it.
Right on, and again, tonight we are at probably the shortest track on the schedule, the tightest track definitely on the schedule as well. We're looking for a lot of chaos tonight. Simultaneously, we have another broadcast going on at the exact same time as ours. The IORL, the International Online Racing League, has their Indianapolis 500, their 13th iteration of it. That's currently going on right now. Andrew Cardinale the fourth, holding station over there, doing a great job getting that one up off the ground. And yeah, it should be a fun night to broadcast tonight. Again, a full-length Indy 500 is also alongside of us on Pit Stop TV's YouTube channel and Facebook page and all that stuff. We are live, of course, also the Pit Stop TV YouTube channel and all of the Outlaws pages. And yeah, we're in for a good night tonight. So let's kind of set up our good night tonight, and let's talk about this track that is the paperclip. And I wasn't joking when I said 500 U-turns. This is essentially when you go out, you go in your car, go out to your main road, find a median that has, the space for 2 U-turns on either side of it, and just start making U-turns all day. That's what we're going to be doing tonight. 500 U-turns. We're seeing lap times tonight. The fastest lap on the track is about a 19.3. We can look at the fastest iRacing laps here on the track. You can see in an asphalt sprint car, it's a 17.2. Silver Can also 17.2. Modifieds ran the 17.3 there. That's James Curl. The Super Late's running 18.2 here. According to the fastest iRacing lap in the Gen 7 car here, it is an 18.3 set by James Houghton. So these guys about a second off. That guy was absolutely flying around here. That is tough to get the time. But it also is a very hot track right now. It's cooling off. So this track is going to get tighter over the course of the night. And you see street stocks and legend cars. They're running 21.2s, 22.6s, respectively. So again, tough track. Very flat corners. But Ed, there's some interesting aspects to this track as well. There is asphalt on the straightaways and on the outsides of the corners, but the insides of the corners are concrete.
Yeah, that's what makes it really interesting. The only place that we know for certain that is different like that is basically Dover or Darlington. Both tracks that are differently paved. One of them has a no groove, the other one you can make multiple grooves. So it's definitely going to be a little bit more different with Martinsville, because everyone's going to be fighting for that bottom lane where the concrete is. So definitely going to be interesting to see tonight. And like you mentioned earlier, it's hot and slick out here. So it's 98 degrees right now currently on the track temp. So it's definitely going to be a slick one tonight for these drivers.
Absolutely. And, well, let's also look at the point standings, because, Ed, we are into the 13th race of the season, believe it or not. So we have the points after 12 races. And look at the top of the standings. It is as tight as it ever has been for the points lead. 1 point separates Max Service and Jonathan Jennings. Seth Berger, who's currently top of the practice chart tonight, he's 45 points back, looking to make an indent on that. Jeremiah Stutzman, he's 80 back. Fitzpatrick's 114 back after he got his first career Outlaws Sim Series victory. Scott Bailey's there in 6th. Jacob Breves 7th. Adrian Schumacher starting to rocket up the overall standings. He's in 8th. James Gilliard's in 9th, having a nice little run. 189 back, a point leader Max Service. And Joseph Kielzy down in 10th. But Ed, that cut line, that's where it starts to get really rowdy here.
Yeah, we got two of the more consistent drivers that we've seen recently in past weeks, with the 39 Zoltan Herzig and the 3 of Greg Holt both 210 points back. And another guy that I think is going to be a real big sleeper tonight, I feel like Andrew St. Cyr might have something for these drivers tonight in Martinsville. He's only 214 back, but definitely I could see those three definitely having good points nights. And at 14th, we have our very own Adam Gardner, the league owner, and 240 points back. With Kevin Thompson in the 21, 248 points back. Doug Solms and Daniel McMurtry, 263 back. Devin Smith in the 95, 264 back. Brad Bothwell in the 31, 275 back. And Andrew Pratt in the 75 cars, 291 back.
So there it is. That's how it's all set up coming into tonight's race, Ed. Now, I did say we're into the 13th race of the season, so effectively, we are into that second column of the schedule. We've gone through what seems to have been a gauntlet of races, but we're not done yet. We've gone to Daytona, and we got Joshua Lane Fox out of it. Canadian Tire gave us Adrian Schumacher. Auto Club gave us Jonathan Jennings' his first win on the season. He followed it up with a dominant performance at Nashville, which is why I'd watch out for Jonathan Jennings tonight if at Nashville is anything at round 4. Atlanta got us Max's first win on the season. He followed it up with a dominance at Indy. It was Zoltan Hertzeg breaking through at Chicagoland. Max got it done in the cornfields of Indy. Talladega was a wild one. Bristol Dirt saw Kyle Lingerfeld finally get it done. Rockingham was Nicholas Shelton's first Outlaws iRacing win. And Watkins Glen gave us Seth Fitzpatrick. Ed, we're now into this middle portion of the schedule, which doesn't really get any easier.
No, not even close. I mean, we're at the paperclip tonight with Martinsville. Then next week, I don't really know much about this track, to be honest with you. The Indianapolis Raceway Park, I want to say it's a short track. I feel like it is, the way the name is, but I have no idea. I never raced here before. So
it's a wild short track. You were in the high lane at the short track.
Oh, that would be interesting. So we just go from today in bottom lane to just top feeding next week on another short track. So that should be great. But and then we follow up with Texas. You know, basically everybody's wanting to get to the bottom, of course, there. So, and I heard, from what I've heard recently in the NextGen cars, these things are wicked, crazy loose at Texas. So it should be interesting. Then we go to a super speedway. Not only a super speedway, iRacing super speedway, which is over, I want to say 220 miles an hour with all these kinds of setups that these guys drive with. So that'll definitely be a wicked one. Then we go to two really crazy underrated tracks, in my opinion. New Hampshire and Michigan. New Hampshire, again, it's like a bigger paperclip of Martinsville, to be honest. Not really a short track, but it's more aero dependent and more steering dependent than any other track. Then we go to Michigan, which is basically another super speedway, in my opinion. But, these drivers can make anything look like a super speedway the way they drive. And then we go to another dirt track in Eldora. That should be a fun one after we saw the wicked race that we had at Bristol Dirt. Then we finish off with Daytona. Again, right where we started off at the beginning of the season, which should be another crazy finish, hopefully. Then we go to Laguna Seca, where all of our road course ringers will probably be out there knowing what to do. I definitely know a lot of drivers are going to put a lot of practice in for that, knowing that these next-gen cars probably have never touched Laguna Seca probably yet. And then we go to Pocono and Phoenix, of course, two really crazy tracks. And then we finish off with Charlotte, week 24, which will definitely be an exciting race, I feel like.
Absolutely. And again, it's that playoff run where you set yourself up for the playoffs with two concrete speed palaces at Bristol and the National Super Speedway, then the playoffs. Daytona Road, Milwaukee, and Charlotte Roval. Very tough first round. That's going to weed out a lot. That's going to weed out some guys. We're going to have 12 going into the next round. USA Internationals. Lakeland, Florida's USA International. Talladega Super Speedway and Darlington Raceway. Again, a very diverse second round. That third round is a little bit more closer to Homestead, but then you have the Super Speedway at Atlanta, hopefully at that point, and then North Wilkesboro, which is going to be absolutely nuts. We'll go into a little bit of a bigger short track, but Richmond, I feel like it races like a boring. It's going to be a fun night. Where we will crown a champion out of 4 drivers who make it to that final round in Richmond. And yeah, so that is the route to the championship with what we've been through, what we're about to go through, and what's in the future for us here at the Outlaws Sim Series. And I cannot wait. Tonight's 13th race of the Outlaws Sim Series Next Gen Cup season is presented by Rogers Race Wraps, and Matt Rogers is a driver who spends a lot of time on his paints. Go ahead and check out his Facebook page at Rogers Race Wraps. And if you need to paint, go ahead and hit him up at that Facebook page. Again, facebook.com/ Rogers Race Wraps. And let's get into the practice times now. And we're looking at it. Zoltan Hertzeg is just overtaking the Talladega race winner of Seth Berger. Jonathan Jennings, the guy who dominated Nashville, he's up there in third. Max Service in fourth. Fitzpatrick, last week's winner, there in fifth. Practice is really tightening up here. A lot of intriguing names towards the top of the charts. Names all over the place here. What kind of catches your eye?
To be honest, I'm not really surprised with our top 5. I mean, Zoltan Hertzeg, we know, who's a very consistent driver, along with Seth Berger. Jonathan Jennings, who we saw win at Nashville Fairgrounds, so we know he's definitely got the short track experience basically down pat there. Max Service, again with Jonathan Jennings, basically two of our more consistent drivers this year, fighting 1-2 in the point standings, and then Seth Fitzpatrick, last week's winner. I mean, can you ask for any more momentum boost to possibly go back-to-back in another race, possibly a short track?
Certainly. So we look at it here. Again, a lot of drivers getting some momentum. I'm really intrigued to see how Seth Berger will do. I was kind of looking back at some previous races, and it was Seth Berger back in season 1 here, the second Martinsville race. We had 2 Martinsville races that season. Seth Berger was leading with 5 laps to go. Then he got to an incident with Greg Holt, and I'm sure Seth wants to kind of redeem himself from that race. So that's the driver that I want to kind of go ahead and pick his brain about. He also has a new look on the track this week, what he's also wanted me to kind of inquire about. So we're going to go ahead and bring him on up. Driver of the number 77, Seth Berger. And Seth, coming off, again, a wild race last time out at Watkins Glen. An insane battle with Zoltan Hertzeg. You got a new look this week. You're closing in on that points lead. Things are looking up for you. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. The setup is it's as good as I think I could get it. I'm just hoping it's good enough for the long run.
So bright pink car on track tonight. A little bit of a retro look to it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so it's a throwback to Marty Robbins. I thought that paint scheme looked really cool when Corey LaJoy ran it in real life, so I also went to Uptown Garage to get my car fixed, and they did a great job squeezing me in there. They're super busy, so I wanted to run their paint scheme as a thanks to them. They were extremely nice people all around, everyone that works there, and they did me a huge favor fixing my car, and yeah.
So I know we did talk to you last week after the battle with Zoltan Hertzeg, but you and him are currently top of the charts in practice. If you get into another battle with him, I know y'all battled great at Chicagoland. Y'all did, again, a wicked battle there at the end of Watkins Glen. How you feeling about maybe going up against Zoltan here if it comes down to it?
It's definitely going to be a challenge. The track almost feels like it's going away from me a little bit, so we'll have to see what we got on the long run from, but I'm definitely looking forward to put up a fight with him again, because me and him have definitely had some great clean racing.
So, again, when we were going through the point standings, you were top of the charts. I know Zoltan just overtook you, and Jennings wasn't really up here. Well, now Jennings and Max are right behind you on the practice charts. The chance for you, if practice means anything in terms of race results anyway, it looks like the chance for you to gain points on the points lead is there, but very minimal. How are you feeling, I guess, on the outlook of points? I know you missed the race, but 45 points out of your teammate who's leading the points.
With this being Martinsville, I'm really just going to be trying to survive. I think a lot of people are going to be getting totaled here, and I'm really looking forward to just not lose any more points and just try to slowly crawl my way back to the lead. And that might take all of regular season, but slow and steady can win it.
There you go. Seth, fun track tonight. I know the schedule coming up doesn't really get any easier. You got IRP coming up. I think I'm trying to recall. You got a couple mile and a halves coming up, and then iRacing Super Speedway. What you looking forward to?
Anywhere I could have a good setup, man. You give me a good setup, and I enjoy it. Especially, I've been enjoying more of the tracks that I have typically struggled at. Just been given good setups and been able to maximize the days out of them.
Right on. Well, driver of the number 77, well, I guess 777's on that card tonight. Seth Berger. Best luck to you tonight, driver, and hopefully we're talking to you a little later on.
All right, thank you, and thank you to Uptown Garage.
And driver of the number 77, Seth Berger, and his Uptown Garage, number 777 Chevrolet Camaro, and a bright pink car. We're not going to be able to miss that thing.
Oh, absolutely not. That thing, I could spot that all the way from probably the next state, to be honest.
Well, so he'll go ahead, he'll pull it off the track. He tried to improve upon his time there, didn't really get to, but he's still 38 1/1000ths off of Zoltan Herzog. Ed, who are you looking to maybe talk to here?
I was looking to talk to Jonathan Jennings, but I don't currently see him in any of the chat rooms. But if I had to go with anybody else, I kind of want to talk to our runner-up last week, Adrian Schumacher.
All right, let's go ahead and bring him on up. He's a driver who led a lot of laps in Season 1's playoff race here at Martinsville as well. He and Joshua Balliet had a great battle. Adrian ended up taking the lead for a good mid-portion of that race and was up in the top 3 before he ended up getting in that wreck. That's the last time he ran Martinsville because he didn't run last season. So Adrian, I think, still has some unfinished business with Martinsville. He's coming your way, Ed.
Hey, Adrian, it's Ed and Emerson in the booth. You got us, buddy?
Yep, gotcha.
Now, I know last week wasn't the result you were looking for. I know we all know you as basically one of the best road course racers around here. You know, we all already know the stats and all that. You know, the last name from a famous F1 driver. We all get that. But what are the high chances tonight of you possibly sneaking out a short track win at Martinsville?
Well, usually I'm pretty decent at these short tracks. It takes a little bit of finesse, but I mean, something's just different with these next-gen cars. Doesn't seem like I have it quite down yet.
Yeah, that's very understandable. I mean, these next-gen cars are a big hassle to work with. Now, you're 177 points back from the lead points getter in Max Service and Jonathan Jennings. Now, how much of a focus these next couple of weeks are going to play focus to not only your finishing position, but how much points you earn during these next couple stages?
Well, I'm not really worried about points. Just I think practicing for getting those stage points when playoffs come, just in case if I biff another road course, I'll be safe. So I mean, it's more or less practice.
Well, that's very understandable coming from your kind of situation. I like the confidence that you got with your car. I know you bring confidence every week to every single one of these races, and I know how clean of a driver you are. But well, looking at the schedule, there's not really many road courses coming up soon. I mean, we got back-to-back short tracks, and then we're hitting a super speedway. So how do you feel about your confidence these next couple of weeks coming up with back-to-back short tracks?
I mean, they're high, but I don't have I still try to think logically, like, oh, I'm not going to be the fastest one. Like, I got to just set my own pace. All that.
Yeah, that's very understandable. And, if I'm picking one driver to possibly surprise the field tonight, I'll definitely have to go with you because I just like how you manage your stuff. I mean, you just seem like every week you know how to manage your tires and not be so over-aggressive with the car. I mean, I got a little over-aggressive last week, a little bit. Like, I may have given you a little bit of a, little heads up to possibly go for the win. But, definitely like to see how you perform tonight, Adrian. Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Driver of the number 82, Adrian Schumacher. Again, a little bit down on the practice times, but again, some unfinished business here from Season 1. Looking for him to maybe come to life a little later on. Again, Season 1's race, I guess the playoff race, I should have mentioned, was ran at nighttime. We are way in the mid-afternoon, right? Well, it's about 4 p.m. in Sim right now. That's gonna be able. That's gonna go a little bit later into the night. I don't think we're gonna get to quite sunset, but this track's gonna continue to cool off, Ed. And that's something I kind of wanted to talk about. That and what kind of gearing these guys are running. So I want to kind of ride on board with all of these guys here that we can in practice right now. And we're gonna go ahead and bring in the Sims now. We're gonna go ahead and get the music out of here because we're gonna let these engines do the talking tonight. But let's go and look at the telemetry. Right now, Seth Berger, who's tailing his teammate Max Service, are both running the same or very similar setup. They're running in second gear. I wanted to kind of peek around the track, look what kind of gears everybody's running. Zoltan's on pit road, so we have Seth Fitzpatrick. He's in third gear, and I've seen a few fourth gears out there as well. That's a beautiful car, by the way. I should also mention by Rogers Race Wraps. But look, oh, okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, the Seth Fitzpatrick's car. Third
Looks like
gear.
a Fruit Gusher hit it.
This is a wild car. It's a good-looking car for sure. James Gillies out here slowing down. Trying to see. I know there's some guys in fourth gear throughout the running order. Third gear, but so tell me about the gear preference. First of all, there's no fifth gear in these cars at this track, which really caught me off guard in officials. But these setups, you can mess with the rear end ratio. What gear? Adrian's running in fourth gear here. Maybe we got to tell him to drop a gear or something. But when it comes to gear ratio, the rear end gear, and not having a fifth gear, gearing's really weird at this track when it comes to these next gen cars.
Yeah, you know, it's managing the high RPMs too and all. I mean, you want to get as much speed as you can out of the straightaways, and as we're on board with Adrian running in fourth gear, I'm on board with Jacob Reeves currently, and he's staying in third gear all the way around this circuit.
Some people are shifting
I see most people though around second gear, like you mentioned. I know it might be setup dependent, but it's all about also comfortability. Like I don't definitely want to see people downshifting in the middle of the corner. I don't think a lot of people want to downshift in the middle of the corner because, you know, short tracks you can tend to wheel hop. You know, it's really very likely at short tracks you can wheel hop it very easily. So I definitely would not expect to see a lot of downshifting.
And well, so there's that question to it. Wheel hopping is not necessarily, I'd say, doable in these cars because of the independent rear suspension. So, more or less, you're talking about locking up the rear tires. But wheel hopping is actually very hard to do in these cars. So, it kind of does allow for shifting in mid-corner.
No, yeah, you're 100% right. It's still doable. I've recently done it before in a fix before it, so it's highly doable, but it's very, very unlikely. The one thing I'm definitely watching, sure. Oh yeah, 100%. But the one thing I'm also watching, I'm seeing a lot of drivers having front walk-ups, like very bad. Like I've been watching Max Service entering the corner. If you can get a shot out of it, I don't know, possibly his rotors are full glowing. I mean, they are full red going into the corner and off the corner. His rotors are on fire. Right, so I don't know. Yeah, right. As you can see right there. I mean, it's just full red as he gets hit by his teammate. I don't know. Maybe that had something to do with it or not. But I mean, I just don't know what these brake bias setups are going to be. So, but definitely something to watch out for. It definitely might be a ton of lockups tonight.
Yeah, certainly. The brakes, it's very easy to lock up the brakes here because, let's be real, we still don't have the brakes that were advertised with these next-gen cars here on iRacing yet. So getting into these corners is very, very difficult. We're going to start to see here, Eric Peck is the first driver out on the track. But we're going to look at each other. By the way, a beautiful Dodge number 16 machine there, Mopar and everything on there. That's a good-looking car.
I love it.
But we're going to... I lost my train of thought there. But anyway, we're in the qualifying now. Eric Peck is out on the track. First driver out on track, and see what he can put out there.
Yeah, I love how he was making his entry there. He's going a little bit wider to try to carry off some more speed on the exit. I would definitely expect him now to just try to start wrapping the bottom as he's coming to the start-finish line to start his lap one, but you could see that a lot from that tonight. You know, carry as much speed as you possibly can off the corner as he's going to get over that curbing just a tad bit. That might kill his momentum off. Nope, you definitely do not want to hit the curbs here. That will definitely kill off your momentum on exit.
About Randall Barnett in the number 63 machine. Let's see what Randall Barnett's able to do. Little cautiously into the corner. Very cautious with the accelerator as well, because it is so easy. These cars have 675 brake horsepower. These cars are really easy to spin out.
And talk about a difference off the rip. Seth Berger went 0.2 faster just about than Eric Peck right there on the first lap.
A little wide into the corner, but you know what that does? It kind of gives him a straight exit off the corner.
Yeah, it's all about that carry-off speed. I mean, he's just hauling it down the straightaway. A little bit off there on that lap. See if he can make it up here on this third one.
He might have been resting that second lap and going hard on his third lap. Here we go into 3. Oh, he missed the bottom. That's not, and he knows it. I think he knew his lap is kind of gone there. The 576 Gilliard has put it up second quickest now, and we're looking at Matthew Setzer. He finished second in the truck race here. Matthew Setzer's got some unfinished business here, looking for a good. Actually, let me double check that. He might have won. Max Service has gone top of the charts.
Oh, we got the two teammates. 1-2 so far. Swift Racing.
Max Service coming to a stop. Let's see Daniel Molnix in the number 44 machine.
Yeah, I feel bad for Daniel. The last couple of weeks haven't been, I think, the results he's been looking. I mean, he's new to the Outlaw Sim Series, so definitely look for this week to be a momentum getter for Daniel this week.
Molnix runs a 19.793. Scott Bailey on the track, and I love that car. It's another Rogers Race Wraps machine, and just another, I guess, platform.
Tron Legacy look.
Look at that, yeah. Just kind of the work that he can do. He's fantastic. Again, these colors on these race cars.
Yeah, he's coming off turn 1. I definitely want to see a lot more of how these guys start their entry lap. Like, as we saw Scott Bailey, he went very high, like above the concrete, just to get the momentum to come off of turn 3 or 4. So it's definitely interesting to see what kind of lap times he puts down as his first lap. Yeah, there's that lockup we were talking about earlier. I would not be surprised to see more of that later today.
Scott Bailey out of Last Chance Racing, trying to get that rear end to rotate. And again, you got to get on that throttle to kind of rotate the rear end around. Which, well, I say that, and now it comes to mind, it's kind of a little different. It kind of works a little against that. You kind of use the throttle to kind of get the car straight more than anything. With this car and the way the rear suspension works, in the old car with the how stiff the rear end was, if you accelerated, the rear end would start to come around on you, and it still does. Don't get me wrong; these cars are loose, but it's harder to get the car to rotate with just the throttle.
Oh, yeah, very much. See, like, this is what I was talking about here. Adrian, he's going to try to get a straight shot right off the exit to go straight down the corner. Now, watch this. He's going to have a ton of speed carrying into turn 1 and 2. Hopefully, he can get it well down and hit to the bottom. Hits the bottom pretty decent there. Yeah, it looked pretty good. So, this might be a flyer lap here. Hold on. Let's see how he does 3 and 4 here. A little bit of brake lock up a little bit.
A little high, maybe a quarter lane high. Schumacher will put it fifth quickest. Not terrible. Certainly something to work with here. There's Seth Fitzpatrick. He's on his final lap here.
Holy cow, Zoltan Herzog.
Herzog's gone a 19.332. Jacob Reeves, number 22 machine.
Now, these guys were running 2s in practice, so, a little bit off time. I think it has to do with possibly the track changing a little bit. We're now up around 95 degrees now in track temp, so it's a little bit of a difference in practice compared to qualifying. So
there it is. But you know what? It's also very wind. Well, it is windy. You can feel the wind. Northwest wind at 11.5 miles an hour. Air temp only 74 degrees. Not too hot actually for as hot the track was earlier. The sun beaming down on it earlier. Reeves puts it 9th quickest. Robert Gianni is behind the track. There's number 34 machine. Here we go.
Gianni or Giannini? I'm pretty sure it's Giannini.
Giannini, you're correct.
Giannini, yeah, okay. We're just Panini. Oh my!
I put it third quickest.
He just turned into Panini, hitting the wall like that. Okay, well, not what you want to do there. We're gonna have to roll the backup out.
Scott Bailey, he's actually done with his run. Just getting extra out. Jeremiah Stutzman, and I like what Stutzman does. He might be watching the broadcast because normally he kind of, or he just looks at the times. But normally Stutzman kind of waits for this time on the track, and he tends to get his own kind of little track TV time. He tends to just wait maybe for the track to cool off a little bit more. Now it tightens the car up here. I don't know if you wanted to get that much tighter, but Jeremiah Stutzman out here. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, see if he can improve. He ran a 4.82 in practice. Let's see if he has a little bit more improvement here in the qualifying.
All over that inside curb. Actually a little slower. It's a 4.86 though. It's a good time.
Same. Yeah, just about the same he ran in practice. So not a bad lot for Jeremiah Stutzman.
I'd like to see him give a little bit more breathing room to the inside curbing. See what he can do here.
Yeah, I honestly would agree too, but I think that's what he wants for the long run too. I mean, I don't know if this is the way the setup is for the whole long run, but I mean, you definitely want to just ride that bottom of that curbing just about the whole ride around. So I would definitely look for Jeremiah Stutzman to have possibly a long run to a middle of the run car. So maybe we might see him push through the field, maybe in the middle of the run.
Jeremiah Stutson, yeah, it's rare that Jeremiah Stutson is a short run car. He's all about long run pace. He'll let people go. He will save his tires, even if it doesn't look like a good move at that point. He will do everything to put himself in position for a long run. But I don't know what we're gonna get tonight, to be honest, Ed. We had 11 cautions at this track last time out in the trucks, and these cars have been much more difficult. We are above average on cautions per race this season. 250 laps, 11 cautions. That seems pretty hefty.
I'm hoping to take the under on that, to be honest.
Right.
I mean, you never know, man. I mean, from what we saw in practice with the tire lockups, anything can happen, you know. I'm a little surprised at the kind of people that still haven't gone out to qualify yet. Or second in points, Jonathan Jennings hasn't gone out to qualify yet.
That's really intriguing.
Devin Smith, too. Yeah, and Jonathan was fast in practice, too. He was up there with a couple of those guys, so I'm really surprised to see this strategy. And he knows how tight of a points battle he's in with Max, too, so, you know, I hate to say it, but when you get yourself back there in traffic at Martinsville, it's very hard to pass once you're in the back. You gotta hope the guy in front of you makes mistakes, or just hope that you can have the power to maybe pass around the outside. So, see what happens.
Not only do you give yourself the chance to get in trouble, you also just get lapped quicker because you can't pass as easily. So it's not looking all that great for Jennings, but you know what? 3 laps, he still has time to get out there and set at least 1 lap. I guess technically you can wait all the way up until about 40 seconds before you can be officially knocked out. With that being said, let's look at what's coming up on the channel. So tonight we're doing 2 broadcasts at the same time. The International Online Racing League IndyCars, having the 13th Indianapolis 500, is going on right now alongside Andrew Carnelli IV, manning that crew and getting that race to everyone out there on the Pit Stop TV channels. But tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time here in the States, 8 p.m. across the pond in the UK, British Sim Racers and their touring cars tackle the Daytona Road Course. Sunday night, the MPI Cup Series, it's their all-star race. And what they are doing is they are taking the Legacy IndyCar, the DW12 here on iRacing. They're taking them to the Texas Motor Speedway. Should be a fun time. And British Sim Racers staying in Florida next week. They're going to be at Sebring. Again, 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern Time with their Trophy Tuesdays. Their Mazda Miatas tackling Sebring race course out in Florida as well. And next week we'll be back in action with the IRP Indianapolis Raceway Park. Again, 2/3 of a mile short track where you're more than likely going to be running the high lane. That's going to be a fun place. And Ed, qualifying has officially ended, and Zoltan Herczeg was top of the charts. That means he is the Pratt, Tile, and Stone Pole Award winner. Pratt, Tile, and Stone serving Central Vermont since 2005. And with that being said, I think it is time for us to get into our starting lineup for tonight's race. And of course, row number 1, it'll be Zoltan Herczeg and point leader Max Service starting to his outside. Max got a little bit of a break there with Jennings not qualifying. That's going to be a huge buffer for him coming into the race with only a 1-point advantage. Row number 2, we're going to find driver number 34, Robert Giannini, and the 77 of Seth Berger. Row 3, it'll be the 71 of Jeremiah Stutzman, the 44 of Daniel Molnix. Row number 4, it'll be the 82 of Adrian Schumacher, of the 33 of James Gilliard. And in row number 5, it'll be the 5 of Matthew Setzer, the 16 of Eric Peck.
Yeah, in row 6, we got Jacob Reeves and Brad Bothwell, both really consistent drivers, hopefully to have a good points night. In row 7, we have last week's winner, Seth Fitzpatrick, looking to go for another momentous win here at Martinsville, with Raina Barnett starting next to him in the 63 car. Row 8, we got Doug Solms and our league owner, Adam Gardner. And then row number 9, we got Scott Bailey in the 11 car with the famous Tron Legacy paint scheme, or next to him with Derek McMurtry. And then row 10, we got Nathan Aldridge and the 12 of Andrew St. Cor.
Only 4 more drivers in the field tonight. The 91 of Jonathan Jennings, second place in points, only 1 point back of Max Service. He's got a lot of work to do. Alongside of him, Bristol race winner in the trucks last season, Devin Smith. And in the final row of the grid, Mike Petrit, and unfortunately, the race sponsor's sake is starting shotgun on the field. Rogers Race Wraps with Matt Rogers. He starts 24th tonight. That is our field for tonight's 250 lap event here at the Paperclip stages tonight. The top 10 will be awarded stage points regardless of session state at the completion of lap 50 and the completion of lap 113. Ed, the track has been changing weather-wise. 94 degrees is the track temp, and it's only going to get cooler. Should be a fun night. 12 rows of cars double wide getting ready to do battle at Martinsville.
Yeah, I mean, the more this temperature goes down, the less slick it's going to be. So maybe look up for those, tire pressures to get up a little bit more. See what happens here. I mean, we're definitely going to have a little bit of a loose start here. So watch these drivers, see how they battle each other into turn one. But I'm excited. Let's get it going.
Oh yeah, well, we're going to get one more pace lap before we do. And again, I want to thank you all for tuning in and joining us each week here for the Outlaws Sim Series, or just join us here from Pits.tv. Once again, Ed Shearer is alongside me on the call this evening. I am Emerson Arden, and get ready to bring you coverage, live action here from the Paperclip at Martinsville. Zoltan Herczeg, Max Service, Robert Giannini, Seth Berger, two pairs of teammates on that front row. Stutzman, Molnick, Schumacher, Gilliard, Setzer, and Peck, the top 10. VIRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. Herczeg on the inside lane as they await the green lights. We are racing from the Paperclip. Oh my goodness, somebody up and over. Eric Peck is up and over and barrel rolling down the back straightaway.
Well, that didn't take long.
Oh my goodness. That was a large accident for Eric Peck.
What a wild ride for Eric Peck. Wow.
We're gonna go back here, and this is insane. This is heartbreaking for Eric Peck. This is one of his best starts of his Outlaws Sim Series career. And lap one, a little bit of contact with Matthew Setzer, overcorrects it into the wall. Nowhere for the 67 of Solms to go. And Bothwell is around as well. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before the race started, I mean, that's the negatives of starting in the back, you know. We saw Jonathan Jennings just barely making it through.
He's
and
on board.
it's just, man, it was just crazy.
I mean, that's so late out the corner that it broke loose. He didn't even really get on the throttle too hard.
No, I want to say maybe, I don't know, maybe he just didn't expect the 5 to maybe ride up as high. Maybe he thought he would go lower a little bit. I don't know.
He might have panicked when the car was that close to his inside, maybe. Maybe he was pinning him down a little tight, trying to give him extra room. That is... If we get one more look at it, actually, I want to take this one maybe from onboard Doug Solms. Yeah, that's what I want to do here. Watch this.
Well, brace for impact.
Oh
my boy.
Goodness. Well, Ed, when you were told you were going to be on this job today, did you expect to see a flip lap 1 at Martinsville?
Absolutely not. I didn't even think we can go airborne at Martinsville, to be honest, to say the least. But we somehow made that happen. But, you know, there's a lot of good cars there that got involved in that some way, shape, or form. I mean, the 12 of Andrew St. Cyr, who's also starting to back out a little bit of front-end damage. Jonathan Jennings right now is currently on pit road. I don't know if he has damage or maybe he's just topping off, so who knows. But it's it's the negatives of starting in the back of the field. I mean, that's why the scary part of short track racing here.
Well, let's be real. That could have happened to anybody. That could have happened to second place Max Service, and then, you know, maybe 6th place is in that wreck. So yes, I mean, it's more likely to happen at the back of the field, but that's so bizarre because it happened lap 1, turn 2, and it didn't even look like he really did too much wrong. He kind of just snapped on him. He overcorrected, and unfortunately, Bothwell and Solms were there to catch him. And you know what? We are having the choose rule happen right now on the screen. So that was what went on. right there past the start-finish line. And the lights are back on the safety car. So again, added lap to the caution period to make sure everybody's in the right positions. And I think that might be a precautionary thing done by race control. Or we just weren't ready to choose.
Yeah. My big thing with that whole caution was very interesting. Behind Matthew Setzer was Jacob Reeves. And it looked like Jacob about a little bit overdrove his entry, so I'm wondering if the 5 got startled by seeing the 22 come up very sharp in his mirror and maybe went up a little bit further than he should have. So I wonder if that maybe had something to do with it as well. Because it was very interesting.
I was talking with Joseph Kiaz before the race, and I'm like, it's gonna be really hard to get people out of this race. You can't really wreck that hard at Martinsville to, eliminate some drivers. I wasn't expecting Eric Peck to go airborne by any means when I said that, but it is day done for Eric Peck. That being said,
especially our only Dodge.
Yeah, the iRacing well, not the only Dodge. We have more than one. The iRacing.com safety vehicle though finds its safety in the pit lane, and we are back to racing from Martinsville. First green flag lap complete on today. It is Zoltan Hertzeg with the fastest lap, and they are battling on. It is the battle for the 6th position between Gilliard and Reeves. Gilliard gets the spot in turn 3. He's now tailing Jeremiah Stutzman. Daniel Molnix sitting in the 4th position. Not a bad run for him. And for your sake, Ed, I also want to say Doug Solms is the other quote. Oh, we have an incident going on. Big wreck out of turn 4.
Oh, my.
Barnett, St. Cour, and Matt Rogers. And that's going to be a tow to Barnett. Matt Rogers involved as well. Well,
a very interesting start.
This is, well, we got 1 lap in. So,
yeah.
Let's see here what happened. Racing hard with Scott Bay. It actually happens ahead. Barnett kind of got booted out of the way. Oh, no, not... Oh.
Wow.
Let's go see what happened to Barnett. And then he kind of came back down the track into traffic.
I also saw the 56, Ava Gardner, a little slow off the pace. Maybe that had something to do with it that started it.
Here, yep, Gardner is a little slow there on the inside. Oh, he's ahead right here.
He checked up. Oh, he went wide. Very wide.
And just nowhere for that car to go. I can't really see what car number that is that hit him.
Is that the 84, maybe?
It is a Rogers Race Wraps car. It might be the 84.
Yeah, it is. Derek McMurtry.
Yeah, all of Last Chance Racing is running Rogers Race Wraps vehicles. I want to maybe ride on board with McMurtry then. I don't think McMurtry meant to get into him at all.
No, I think it maybe been the Stacka from the 56 driving wide, maybe.
Adam's just trying to take it easy. I think he understands he's on cold tires, trying not to get into an incident. McMurtry trying to make the most of it. Barnett kind of had to check up for Adam, who just came across his nose.
Yeah. I didn't want to say nothing either, but on that restart when we went going off of turn 2, I saw the 56 have a wicked moment just about wrecking off of turn 4 when we came back around. So that 56 is definitely driving a little bit uncomfortable right now.
That being said, he's doing that in the 9th position.
Yeah.
Anna Gardner trying to hold on. That's another beautiful Rogers Race Wraps car. And Adam's had this paint scheme now for a couple seasons. He ran it on the truck. He's now running it here in the Cup Series. So his PlayStation username, which is where this league came from. This league was a console league that ran on PlayStation all the way back from the NASCAR 14 days, went to 15, made the transition to PS4, caught up on NASCAR Heat 2, Heat 3, and then even a little bit on Heat 4. Before eventually Adam and most of the drivers just eventually got tired of running the heat games, and with hearing that happened in 2020, everybody's just like, you know what, screw it, let's go to iRacing. And I was broadcasting for Outlaws back in 2018, so I could just kind of followed everyone over And that's why Outlaws is here. Now, I say all that because Adam's username back on PlayStation is right there on the side of his car, Spooby G. And well, you know, a lot of people got it confused with Scooby and the like. And so he's embraced the Scooby-Doo persona. And that's kind of the explanation behind his paint scheme. And it's always a good-looking car. Yeah, Adam loves it, and yeah, Matt Rogers did a great job on it.
Yeah, very nice looking car. I definitely understand the Scooby-Doo reference now.
Yeah, it was for those who don't know, it'd be just a little random, maybe to other people. It's like, why is this this adult just in love with Scooby-Doo? But no, he's embraced the Scooby part of it. And he loves it, and yeah, most of these guys. That's kind of what I love about the Outlaws Sim Series. Some of these guys, a good chunk of these guys are new. A lot of these guys are also the core that have been here from the console days. We've seen a few kind of come and go, but I look at people like Stutzman and Gilliard, Devin Smith, Matthew Setzer, Doug Solms. A lot of these guys have been here for years. But here we go. VIRacing.com safety vehicle. We'll find it safety in the pit lane. It's Herzog, Berger, Service, Molnix, Stutzman, and Gardner. We are racing once again from Martinsville. The battle for third that goes on right now. Service trying to get to the inside of Daniel Molnix. He was there in 3 and 4, still keeping his fender down there.
Yeah, I mean, talk about powering around the outside. The 44 is coming to play with these boys. I mean, you know, he's a newcomer. I mean, definitely hasn't had the couple of weeks he's had, but a good qualifying effort showing up here today, and definitely has some good race speed from the looks of it too.
Still going at it side by side. This is great. You know, sustained side by side battles in Martinsville. Some people think that is kind of the days of old, but Max is really trying to get that power down. He might be wearing out his stuff a little bit trying to do this, but he wants this position. He might have lost it right there, though. But he's gonna go at him filing line. Gilliard up to 5th. Power move by Stutzman.
Wow.
I know Stutzman might have let him go, but Gilliard drove it in there. He wanted that spot, and, well, he took that spot.
And Mike Petrin in the back, he was in 10th place, had a little bit of a moment, and got loose, and has fallen all the way back to, I believe, now 16th. So
Gilliard looking to send it on service. Yeah, Mike Petrin there in the 16th position. There he is back there with Brad Bothwell. Looking to see if he can make up some time. He might need one of those yellow thingies to come out again and help his sake, maybe get another crack at it. But his goal now is to, I guess, keep it on the lead lap.
yeah, at this rate, yeah, definitely. I mean, he definitely has the pace. He worked all the way up from 23rd to 10th, so he definitely has the pace. So we'll definitely see how it happens for him.
Gilliard to the inside.
Yeah, it looks like he was about to just go up the track. Not giving much room, but Max Service is going to try to power around the outside. I mean, definitely from seeing how Daniel Molnix has got around him, definitely the outside lane is going to be something to look at now. As we see a little bit of smoke. I didn't know where that was from, but...
So you said the thing about Jonathan Jennings. Was he in that opening lap, Rick? I didn't think he was, but he hasn't returned to the track for 21
No,
laps.
I was going to mention on that. It didn't look like he had damage at all. It looked like he just stopped, and... I don't know, maybe I missed something or whatever, but, I mean, he's 21 laps down. He's still sitting at pit road, so it's definitely something that is going to affect the points. So I think Max have a little bit more of a cushion now than we thought going into this week.
Yeah, Max just finishes.
To see.
Max just finishes and he'll have a decent points advantage going into IRP. Seth Berger is going to be the driver looking to make the most inroads as he watches Zoltan Hertz to kind of drive away from him. Seth Berger, on the other hand, oh, well, there's Mike Petrin going 1 lap down, so there goes that dream. But it is Seth Berger in second, who is 3rd in points, 45 points back, looking to see if he can gain on Jennings and Service, and they're not doing a good job of it. Stutzman maybe sizing up Service here.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely liked what I saw from qualifying from Stutzman. I mean, he was wrapping that bottom well, and I definitely would pick him for a long run car to definitely make his way forward. So he's definitely being a little bit more patient than Max. He's getting all over the back end of the 81 there.
I wanted to,
Definitely saw the Taro Swift.
I wanted to watch his line. I saw it in 3 and 4 that time. Look what he's doing. He's going a little higher at the center and trying to diamond off.
Oh yeah, definitely carry off the speed as much as you can on the straightaway. Max is just trying to protect at this
Oh
rate.
my goodness, Gilliard's gone to third.
Wow, what a move.
Gilliard is on it. Well, you know what? He is teammates with Zoltan Hertzek, who's leading this race right now. This is
That would make a lot more sense.
B&G Motorsports. Nicholas Shelton is not here, but Zoltan Hertzek carrying the banner, and James Gilliard wants to get in on this. What a good run it's been for him so far. He's powered his way through the field, and he's looking to see if he can catch Seth Berger.
Man, I don't know if I'm right or not, but I believe James Gilliard had a good run last week. I think he finished like 6th or 7th at Watkins Glen, so definitely a good showing so far for the 33 car. And I'm really happy to see how the 44 is doing too. Daniel Molinix, I mean, we saw how struggleful his guy was between, you know, starting a couple weeks ago at Chicagoland, getting involved in some wrecks, and then last week had a good run going, got wrecked in one of the turns coming back onto the NASCAR. I believe it was turn 10 or turn 9, I believe. So
Turn 9 comes back onto the circuit.
yeah, that turn, it was turn 9, but definitely a good qualifying effort, and now he's running top 5, so hopefully he can keep this up. I mean, I'd definitely like to see a good finish from this 44.
You say that like we didn't just cover a 24-hour race there this weekend.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I kind of try to forget about that. It was a really long night, so.
That was a long race. If you don't know what I'm referencing there, I did say it last broadcast, but the North American Racing League had their Cash Days event, which was at that full course that we ran last Wednesday. Here's a battle for position. This is for 9th between Smith and Gardner on the inside. I'll cover more on the 24-hour race a little bit later. Devin Smith is keeping it down the inside, but Adam not going away quietly.
Adam's been making this top line work really well. I've seen him up there a lot more than any other driver so far, so even when he's by himself, he's running that top lane, so I definitely like how this top lane's showing right now. I mean, you're getting a lot more drive off, it looks like, than the bottom. Looks like more than the bottom has to worry about the guy up top.
Launch from McMurtry.
McMurtry, wow.
Oh!
Like a little bit of wheel hop there, too. I saw the wheels starting to bounce. That left front was definitely bouncing going on that entry. He really wanted that spot.
McMurtry's giving it his all. He's going to muscle past Devin Smith for that position. Move McMurtry inside of the top 10.
And 44 in trouble off of turn 4. He's a little bit checked up at 81 and got around, and now Jacob Reeves as well.
Reeves has been making his way forward, but yeah, Molnix looks like the car is clean. Maybe just a little bit of a bobble.
I'm going to go back and see what happened to the 44 here. Looks like he carried way too much speed going into turn 3 and just about lost it off the exit of 4. He had to check up for it.
Devin Smith has had an issue. He dropped a couple more spots. There's the other Dodge in the field right there, Doug Solms.
Yeah, there he is.
Still running.
Still good. We're good. We don't need the hood where he's going.
So Gilliard, in his quest to try to get Seth Berger, has kind of fizzled out. But nonetheless, a podium is still an amazing run for Gilliard if he can hold on for it. And Devin actually really loves the scheme as well, the throwback to the Corvette scheme here.
Oh, yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, we both know Devin, he's a major Corvette fan, so definitely something he loves. And the number 2 probably at this point.
Absolutely.
Loves that 33.
It's a beautiful looking car. The checkered flag is done nicely on the sides. The rear end looks great. Here's Reeves here on Mac's service. Reeves has been all over Max. Max has been kind of struggling. He's kind of actually gotten helped out here by the Molnix incident. I think Stutzman might have had an issue because Stutzman's fallen off a little bit. Reeves has not.
Yeah, and our last week's winner just went a lap down too. He's the first car a lap down. Seth Fitzpatrick definitely having a little bit of a struggle here going. So hopefully he catches a caution soon to get back on the lead lap.
Got a slow car to get inside. That is Mike Petrin. And they won through. You know, when I was talking to Kazi a little bit earlier, I know Kazi, he's not here tonight, and I don't think he's going to be here much longer. He's got other commitments now on Wednesday nights. But I was talking to Kazi about this race tonight, about the number of cautions. And I guess in my mind, I'm thinking, well, we're going to get our normal 30 plus cars here. Well, what helps out with caution count is less cars, and we only have 19 cars running. You've had 14 on the lead lap, so that changes things a little bit in that regard. Max got a little bit of that curbing on the inside. Reeves was not close enough to take advantage.
Hey, you know the big thing too, if we the less cars and
Devin Smith is on pit road. I apologize. I thought he had spun.
Maybe it's a little bit of a strategy game. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe a little early.
He saw Reeves.
Actually, no.
Saw Reeves make a little bit of contact there at service.
Yeah, but going off of what we saw just now with Devin Smith, you know, with no cautions and just green flag running, you know, I hope these guys practice green flag pit stops. I mean, it's very slow getting on pit road. It's 35 miles an hour compared to, you know, going about 100 and about
and he's called
20 or so.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
That'll be a day. And he was running up inside the top 10, but he quickly lost it. And
I don't know what happened. He just went straight to pit road.
I think he just called it a day.
Yeah.
Not a fan of the track. Got another car, Aldrich, and I think we're getting a lot of these guys. Speaking of car count, well, this is going to really lessen. We're going to get a bit of a fit and field here. He's getting service.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a strategy. He did have damage, and he did just go a couple laps down, so it might be a little bit of a strategy call here, maybe to try to get one of his laps back and then pray for a caution, maybe.
Oh, we got a wreck on the front straightaway. Adrian Schumacher, Matthew Setzer, Adam Gardner.
Wow.
All of them are destroyed.
Oh, Adrian Schumacher, too.
Yeah, he was the second car in this one. Adam Gardner, I believe, is the one who goes around here.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it just gets. Oh my goodness! A second flip.
Now these cars are very heavy. I'm really confused at how we're getting really airborne here.
This.
Oh, you can see right there, his steering's off. How crooked the front end was.
This is gonna be one. The speed shot is gonna do this incident some wonders here. Here we go.
That's did a lot of damage.
You're gonna see Adam Gardner now in the frame. Off of turn 4 right now. Sideways, back across the track. Over Matt Rogers.
Wow.
Nice to see that Mal was awake for that one. It's starting to get a little spread out, and Mal was able to get that caution called quickly.
Yeah, I didn't hear him for like a while, and then all of a sudden I just heard him scream. So definitely good on race control to be awake there.
I was trying to look for Matt Rogers' name in the running order to go on board with him.
There's nowhere for Schumacher and Setzer to go.
Well, I couldn't find Rogers because he had stayed out here, but here we go. He's back on the pit lane. Matt Rogers will be able to get this on board here. It's on board Rogers.
Talk about a Fast and Furious moment here coming up.
Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
I think that's worthy of getting another one.
Oh yeah, 100%. That was great.
Oh my goodness.
Seen a lot of cars go underneath, a lot of flying cars today so far.
I don't quite know what to expect here. We got one more on board with Schumacher, and then we'll.
Oh my goodness.
Have you ever seen a car fly over you at Martinsville?
I would have never thunk it, but I mean, you know, anything could happen. So we're at that point where it's like anything can happen. So I would not be surprised if we see another one possibly later on. So I just feel bad for Adrian, man. There's just nowhere to go for him in this situation. It's a big hit. Him and the 5 and Matthew Setzer.
Wow.
Well, they took the choose, and we did have a couple takers on pit road, but shockingly, we had one guy stay out. And can anybody take guesses?
He's getting his lap bled. That's why he stayed out. He's always a proponent to stay out when the whole field pits to get a lap bled. Jeremiah Stetson, always.
And my biggest thing is how is he going to fire off on these old tires compared to these guys on new tires? That's my thing. Because these things do have a little bit of kick to them once you put the throttle down on old tires. So this is going to be a little bit of an interesting restart here. Definitely would not be surprised to see a little bit of a stack up here on the bottom.
Well, here we go. It's going to be Stutzman, Hertzeg, Berger, Service, Gilliard, Molnix, Reeves, Fitzpatrick, and Bailey. Harrison Depp counts the vehicle in the safety of pit lane. We're back to racing from Martinsville.
Oh, we got trouble off of 2. Back service is
Back
around.
service in trouble. Looks like we stayed green, and Stutzman went up the track. We're still racing. Nearly in the wall.
Oh my goodness. We had 3 and 4
Car in the
wide for a
wall,
moment
yeah.
as everyone was trying to get through.
I believe that's a 2 of Fitzpatrick in the wall. Fitzpatrick and Gilliard. We got a lot to recap there. Let's go back and see.
And I think I know what happened. I see a little bit of a smear mark on the right side of the 33. I have a bad feeling that this was a little bit of help.
Oh, man. Well, try to go back.
Talk about right place, right time for Seth Fitzpatrick.
Here we go. Max service here in the 88. Oh, Gilliard drove it in really deep. Yeah, got into his quarter panel.
Oh, no, not Molnix.
Merch. Oh,
And
goodness.
just stacked up all the way back. Not too bad damage-wise for the 81, though, so I think he might be okay.
And I think McMurtry was a little high here. This is where he probably caught the wall. Yep.
Oh, yep, right there.
That's huge. But again, Max is gonna still gain on second place in points. Jennings, that's huge. We did just have stage 1 end there. I think right before that most recent yellow. But what's happening here is, well, Hertzeg is the leader with 1 second over Berger, and it's really spread out the field now. We have Gilliard trying to fend off Fitzpatrick here.
And the big thing too is, like, you know, Max Service has a little bit of damage on either side of his car, but it's just not that terrible to where, you know, he's gonna be down on power or anything. I mean, you don't need like all the fenders and everything on this car to make it around Martinsville. I mean, you don't need all that aero wise, so you just need to be able to have speed. That's it.
And even then, you don't even need all the power. You just got to make it around. So, Gilliard and Fitzpatrick are the ones going at it here.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a heated moment going on there in the comms just now. 22 is going after the 33 a little bit, giving him some not very nice words. So.
Well,
and the 22 apparently is not on track. And we have a trouble again. Max Service again around in turn 2.
oh, Max Service has gone around. I was just getting word we have lost our Facebook feed. We're still live to both Pit Stop TV and the Outlaws Sim Series YouTube channel, but we've lost our Facebook feed. So apologies there. And Max Service is in trouble, and he's going to go 1 down here.
Oh, no. I think Max is just about over it at this point. I mean, he does not sound happy on the race comms right now.
And, well, you're going to see why. I can't quite make this one out. They're both by themselves. Last couple cars in the lead lap. McMurtry, McMurtry locks up the rear brakes.
Wheel hop.
He did not wheel hop.
Looks like Max was just about trying to avoid it, but nothing else could he have done.
There's one down. See, it's
And both, you know, the
3-point
84
turn.
and 81 were fighting for the lucky dog too, so neither one of those guys will get the lucky dog.
No, they
there.
were on the lead lap. Max went a lap down because of this accident.
Gotcha. The 84 was fighting for his lucky dog, but now since he was involved in that, he
was
will
also
not be
on the lead
receiving
lap.
it. Really?
Yes.
Oh well, my scoring's off then.
No, McMurtry is 3 laps down now, and Service is 1 lap down now. They were both on the lead lap before the incident. McMurtry is now stopped in the pit lane for a couple laps, and Service lost the lap on the spin. Both drivers in the lead lap. It was a little ambitious if McMurtry overdrove the corner, but it's been a wild one.
We only have 13 cars on track currently.
Yeah, that's what we're looking.
We're thinning out here.
I want to see. Want to see if we can get a word in here with Gilliard. Are we coming to the choose? That looks like we're still good. So we're gonna go ahead and
Still single, yeah.
bring on up driver of the number 33, James Gilliard. James, great run you're having here. You did just get into an incident with Max Service there. What could you tell on the restart?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, I was just trying to hold the bottom, man. Apologize to Max. Sorry for that. But it's, you know, as Joey Logano would say, it's just short track racing.
Besides that, it's been a great run. You've stormed your way from 8th up onto the podium. You got your teammate ahead of you and Seth Berg in between. How are you feeling about this car and yourself here?
Oh, well, it's still early. Hope we can finish it off. But I don't think I got nothing for that 39 for sure. I know how fast he is.
Certainly. It's been a good race tonight. You kept yourself nice and tidy. You started to get these runs kind of strung together here. I think the additions to your team have really helped you out. But how would you kind of say your first third of the season has gone?
The first few races were really shitty. We added some new team members, and they really helped us out, pick the speed up, you know, here on the team. And I think we're heading in the right direction if we can just keep going that way.
Right on. Well, we will apologize for the language, but understandably that they weren't the best. But since then, it's looked really good for you, James. All right, now sitting in third position. Best of luck to you the rest of the race. Hopefully we'll talk to you a little later on.
All right, man. Appreciate it.
Driver number 33, James Gilliard. He'll be inside row number 2. In front of him, Hertzeg and Berger. To his outside, Fitzpatrick. Behind him, Bailey and Matt Rogers, Jeremiah Stutzman, and Doug Solms. That's the lead lap now, Ed. Only 68 laps in.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an early Christmas for Gilliard.
Back to racing from Martinsville. Hertzeg's not broken away just yet. He still has Seth Berger right in tow, but I think Berger's now starting to lose him a little bit on the straightaway. Gilliard there in third. Does Gilliard have anything for the 777 of Seth Berger?
I don't know, but he about pulled the same move he did at 81 on the restart. I mean, he did that really high diamond formation.
Gilliard bobbled it, entering the corner.
He about did that high diamond, and he gets a lot of speed off of it, but it kind of comes close with a little bit of karma there. So, 33's definitely got some speed, but he's got to be a little bit more patient, I feel like.
On board with Berger, looking back at Gilliard. Gilliard really able to charge the center of the corner.
I mean, Gilliard just seems like he has a lot of entry speed, and it looks Seth just beats him on the exit.
I don't know about. Seth did beat him on the exit, but Gilliard almost got to him.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a little early, I feel like, to use the bumper. He will remember things. I know Seth, he definitely will remember.
No, Seth does not forget. Seth is still holding grudges from a couple seasons ago. Oh!
He just... Why... I don't know about that one, man.
Caution is out. What that does if this is if the caution's for this, not another incident on the track at the same time. So Patrick is out of the race. There might have been another incident. No, never mind. He was lagging. So it should be Seth Berger. That'll also be Gilliard getting EOL for that.
Oh, he's not making friends, I will tell you that. Seth just went off on him so bad. Definitely not making friends, the 33A today.
Well, that's going to happen at short tracks. That is, it's very easy to not make friends on a short track. It's very difficult to pass here. Gilliard had the better car at the center, and Seth bobbled on the entry. Gilliard
he gave the. It looked like the door was just about open. Gilliard went to try to fill it as quick as he could.
If Seth didn't spin out there, I mean that's a totally legitimate bump and run. But because Seth spun out, well, not only is it not a bump and run, it's gonna be an EOL for Gilliard. Gilliard was the faster car. I know Seth had the position, but I think Seth could have evaluated that a little bit better and said, well, the car behind me is definitely faster. There's no need to get into an incident right here. There's only 8 cars in the lead lap, and now Seth's the last car in the lead lap because of it.
Yeah, I just feel bad. That pink lemonade machine's got a little bit of a dent now on the back of it, but definitely we can see the 33 on pit road probably just getting his tires, even though he knows he probably has to go to the back, so he's definitely gonna get his fresh set. So
at the same time, Gilliard's the faster car, and it just drove through him. Seth did bobble, but I mean, if Seth did bobble enough, I don't know if Gilliard even has time to check up.
No, he was definitely driving it a little bit more deeper than I've seen a lot more people. So I mean, he was making it stick too. So it's definitely something in the setup that both of him and the 39 have. I don't know if the 39 is driving exactly like how he is, but I mean, it may be just the way these drivers different from each other. I mean, you know, the 33 might be a little bit more of aggressive and try to get to the front as fast as I possibly can type person. Everybody else is just, I want to protect my stuff and protect my position. So a little bit interesting.
So that caution put the Brad Boff one to lead lap, which leaves Service and Monix, the only 2 cars 1 lap down. Service is racing to 44, 4 of a free pass, and Max comes down to pit lane, nearly gets lapped by the safety vehicle there.
How about our top 5 right now, Emerson?
How about it?
We got our last week winner in second, Scott Bailey in the 11, Matt Rogers in the 96, and Jeremiah Stutzman our top 5. And our Dodge in 6th.
Doug Solms is doing a great job with all that damage to stay alive and stay in it. Zoltan Herczak, at the moment, clearly is class of the field. He's doing everything right. Our Chicagoland race winner. Seth Fitzpatrick looking to carry the momentum. And, you know, did that Watkins Glen win light up a spark under that 2 car? We'll have to see here in the next few laps. Scott Bailey, Matt Rogers still have yet to win in the Outlaws Sim Series. Jeremiah Stutzman, he hasn't won in about a season's length. I'm sure Stutzman wants to get back to victory lane. Doug Solms, he's never won the Outlaw Sim Series. He's in a prime position here in the lead lap. Bothwell, Berger, Gilliard, the rest of the lead lap as the iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety in the pit lane. Go back to racing from Martinsville. Well, Seth Fitzpatrick is blinked out there, and that's not going to be good. Race control will get on it, and if Fitzpatrick continues to blink. Now, he's not necessarily around him for the time being, but if drivers do get around him, he may be asked to pull off the track. That was just one hard blink, but it was about half a lap.
We had the 41 spin off of turn 2. And the 33 just got a little bit of damage in the back as he was trying to avoid the 84 spinning. He scraped the wall in the front straightaway.
There is Derek McMurtry recovering from his spin. We haven't even talked too much about Zoltan Herczak today. He has been absolutely on it. But look look who it is. Fitzpatrick is not letting him go away by any means. And Herzog's a little slow off the corner. There's a lap car up there. Fitzpatrick he's here.
Is this the new thing? I'm kind of confused. Is like when you win now, do you just find like every color in the coloring thing and just attach it to your car? I'm interested to see how this story going along. I know it's probably a sponsor, but talk about a colorful car.
Well, you know, Rogers Race Wraps, he's done everything he's had to do today to get the brand out there. Not only, you know, for the money to the sponsored race, but also put all his eggs into the basket, paint all the cars he could, to get as much TV time as he could. And, well, in more ways than one, he's gotten Rogers Race Wraps some TV time today.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I just want to be there for that conversation when he said, "Okay, what color do you want? I want everything."
I want them all.
Seriously, I want them all. I want every single thing you got.
Make the car white and then throw every color on there.
I want you to take the bucket and just throw it at the car and see what happens.
Seth Fitzpatrick trying to chase down Zoltan Herzog. He's now lost a little bit of touch here. 0.8 of a second between the top two.
Yeah, Jeremiah Stutzman's starting to run down Matt Rogers here for fourth. So Matt Rogers has been struggling on exit a little bit as I've been watching him a little bit more. Jeremiah's definitely got a really decent piece right now. I like how he's getting it off his exit. He's definitely making more of a run on Matt Rogers on exit than he is on entry. As I say that, he beats him on entry right there, so mark my words. There it goes.
Seth Berger's gotten by Brad Bothwell. And Bothwell now the second to last car on the lead lap. Take a look at the free pass battle. Mulnix has a second over Max Service. Service trying to send it up the inside of Petrin. Barely gets in there, but he does. There's Stutzman.
Yeah, both the 2 and the 39 have checked out on third on back, so definitely some good pace out of the 2. I don't know if he's going to have anything for our leader, but some good pace right now of our last week's winner. And I really like what I see from Scott Bailey, too. I mean, just clean and conservative. May have a little bit of a scrape on the right side of his car, but, you know, definitely a good showing so far for the 11 group.
Absolutely. Scott Bailey, I mean, let's just look at the day he's had. He started 17th. He's been as low as 20th, and he's in 3rd.
Yeah, the same thing for Matt Rogers. He started 24th, and now he's in 4th. So,
yeah,
good stories.
Yeah, shotgun on the field. And race sponsor not doing too bad.
Oh, not at all. I mean, when you lose all your big guns out front from the wrecks and stuff, you're going to have some new people show up. So, good to see some new faces up front.
Jeremiah Stutzman, he's not having an easy go on Rogers here. Stutzman's going to work for this one.
Oh, and all that. I mean, talk about somebody you don't want to light a fire under. That 77's coming. And he's coming fast.
But he is ahead of the car that sent him back there, so I don't... I know Seth's going to be aggressive, but I mean, Seth doesn't have, I don't think, a reason to deal anything to the guys ahead of him right now.
Oh, no, absolutely not, but the 33 just about wrecked. The 33 just got into the 81, so I don't know if there's going to be some bad blood between teammates there, so interesting here.
Well, the 80 he got into the 81 earlier. So
yeah, so the 81 was racing him door to door, and while Max is a lap down, he has every right to race, you know, anybody he wants. So, but the 33 just shipped him just about. So, 33 is definitely not making friends today.
At the end of the day, I wouldn't care if anyone's my friend if I'm the one in victory lane.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll see if he can make his way back up there. Right now, Seth is leading that charge. I don't know how bad Gilead's car is after the crash, but Gilead has not had the same pace since.
And I'm going through the timing sheets right now about fastest laps and stuff, and I mean, I called it in qualify. I knew the 71 had some speed, but I didn't know he had that kind of speed. Our leader just ran a 20.061. Jeremiah Stutzman just ran a 19.766.
Quarter second faster. 4 tenths faster, actually. Yeah.
He's got something, man. If he gets out front, it might be hard to get him. Get him on some good tires next to Zoltan Herzog. Watch that 71 start pulling away.
chasing down Scott Bailey here. This is for a podium position. Up the road on Jeremiah Stutzman.
Yeah, Scott Bailey's starting to run down our second place Seth Fitzpatrick just a little bit. He's ran a little bit about over, I want to say like maybe a tenth and a half as he has a little bit
Bailey
of a
missed the corner there.
a 4. Wow. Yeah, he hits the wall in the front straightaway. It's definitely so the 71 might take it here. Yep. Giving the 71 plenty of room. It's a good move on the 11's part.
I don't think he really had a choice.
No, I don't think so either, but that's like the smart thing. I don't think you want to just bash the wall and then ride side by side next to the guy that, you know, is a little bit faster than you. So definitely, like, you know, thank you very much. Like, I'll see you later.
Patrick was fastest on the track last lap.
Yeah, these are switching up a little bit every time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's not like one dominant fast car that's, you know, constantly knocking up times.
More consistent. He's
Yeah,
up
easily.
the gap, but right there, that was Stutzman faster than Hertzeg. Fitzpatrick the slowest of the top 3.
So they say that 77 starting to hunt his prey down on the 96 right now. He's working his way through. He's about on the back end of the 96 here. In about another turn or so, he'll probably be there. The 33 starting to make some time too. He's just behind the 44, Daniel Molnix. That's not for position, but he's working on Brad Bothwell just a little bit. And Brad's had a little bit of a blinking issue. He went a little bit disappeared there. So,
you know, Gilliard's just working on Molnix here. That's going to bring Molnix back to max.
and then
Molnix misses the corner there. That's going to allow Gilliard to get to the inside. Actually, I want to be careful here. You might get the free pass out of this. Molnix drives that back in line.
33 is trying to march his way forward, but
There's that battle for that free pass. Right there on your screen, Max. You talk about his rotors being red hot. They are still red hot. Trying to chase down Daniel Molnix.
he might need to hydrate soon.
Oh.
You know I had to bring it up at some point.
Buffalo putting a little bit of a block on. They
Yeah,
are
this is
9 for
gonna
10,
help
but
them.
this is not for position. And Molnix and Buffalo make contact. Max has nowhere to go. Max can't take advantage of it.
Oh, he's
gonna
gonna
try.
He's gonna try the outside.
It's not going to work out easily. He's going to have to try to dive it off the corner or something. They're side by side in front of him.
Yeah, he's gonna have the speed coming back off, but I don't know if he's gonna be able to make the pass. I mean, with these two running side by side in front of him, it's gonna be harder for him to pass.
I think the advantage Max had has gone away. This is also Max trying to get one stage point in this stage. If Max can get by the 44 Molnix.
Yeah, and the 77 Seth Berger has gotten around Matt Rogers for 5th, so move the 77 into 5th place.
Stutzman's closing in on Fitzpatrick, but we're still watching these guys go toe-to-toe. Bothwell trying to get this bad. I don't understand this one. They're not for position, and Bothwell misses the corner by a mile.
Oh my. This is some hard racing.
Not even for position. Take a look at Fitzpatrick and Stutzman going at it. 4 laps to go. Stage 2 will end at the completion of lap 113. Here's the battle for 9 and 8 stage points.
Like I said, I love what I see out of the 71. It just looks comfortable. I mean, he's running the bottom. He's not making any mistakes. I mean, he's just basically hitting his own marks. I mean, talk about somebody that looks like he's comfortable right now. And I mean, you're never really comfortable at a short track, especially at Martinsville. So it's definitely going to be scary for if Zoltan Herzeg sees the 71 start coming. I mean, if he gets around Seth Fitzpatrick, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him start running down our leader.
You're absolutely correct. They're always turning care of Martinsville. I think as far as Stutzman trying to get second and for the stage, this is starting to look like a losing battle in that regard. He's got 2 laps to get around that 2 car. I don't know how likely that is. Berger on Bailey. This looks potential. He's got a lap to do, and Bailey actually lets him through.
Yeah,
One
I
lap
think
to
he
the stage.
understood. Yeah, and that's stage points too. So Scott just didn't even fight for those stage points, possibly. I mean, he's still gonna get
Oh, we
fifth
got
place
a car
stage points.
spun off the corner, but it's Zoltan Hertzeg winning stage 2. Seth Fitzpatrick holds off Stutzman.
Oh my gosh.
It is
The
Seth
70s
Berger, then Bailey, Rogers, Gilliard. Oh, Solms got Gilliard. Gilliard lost the spot.
Oh my goodness. The 77 and the 11 had a close call with that 41 that was parked on the bottom of turn 4.
And it is Molnix with the last stage point. Max Service does not get stage points.
Wow.
Bothwell got 9th as well in that stage. So here, Stutzman's still working on Fitzpatrick. It's kind of stagnated in that regard. They're both running very similar lap times.
I mean, they're both running, like you said, consistent, so as much as they can. I mean, they're going to basically just try to, I mean, they're not really going to run down our leader, but I mean, if something happens, they're going to be there together, so he's got to work through this traffic, hopefully make some time up on the leader. They're about 4 seconds back of Zoltan Hertzeg right now.
Lap cars might help this battle one way or another. Oh, Fitzpatrick bobbled there out of the corner. Stutzman was a little slow out of the corner, though. Adrian lets them both on through.
Yeah, I mean, this 2 car, this looks like the exact pair of the 71 at this rate. I mean, they're both running the bottom, both running consistent laps. About identical, to be honest. Well, as soon as I say that, the 2 runs about 2/10 faster than the 71, but you know, it's just gonna take a big miracle. It's just gonna take a big miracle for anything to happen. I mean, this 39 is just checked out.
Oh yeah, Zoltan Hertzeg, he is checked down. It's been his day. Let's not sell it short. Zoltan Hertzeg has dominated today. He's led 113 laps. It's been as low as second. I mean, that says it all. 114 laps.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to give him the broadcaster's curse or anything, but I mean, we might have to have green flag pit stop soon, so never know what can happen. I mean, he could have a speeding penalty, could have some issues, or miss his pit bot. I don't know. Anything can happen, so.
We're looking here maybe in about 50 laps or so, green flag pit stops. Maybe about 40 laps. 40 laps about green flag pit stops. But with that, you know, maybe people are gonna split it in half. So maybe in about 20 to 30, we might see some green flag pit stops as well, if people think we're gonna go green to the end. But it is very risky to do that at Martinsville. Once you pit at Martinsville, you're essentially giving up 2 to 3 laps.
Yeah, and I think one person that's very edgy right now and trying to get through the field as fast as he possibly can is the 81 of Max Service. Currently, he's 1 lap down, but the 39 of Zoltan is hunting him down. He's, I want to say, about maybe less than a quarter of a straightaway back of Max Service. So he's getting close to putting Max 2 laps down. And just in front, by maybe about 2-3 cars, is Daniel Molnix, who's also the other car that's 1 lap down. So we might have, you know, 2 cars that are going to be 2 laps down, and the next guy that's going to go 1 lap down is Brad Bothwell, who's currently in front of 81 of Max Service. So definitely going to be a little bit of a frustrating thing if Max can't get around these 2 here in a really short term right now.
I don't know, even if Max does get around these 2, if he's got the pace to fend off Zoltan Hertzeg. But we'll have to see. Bothwell bobble out of the corner, and Hertzeg has now taken us into the second half of this race. The battles for position at the moment have stagnated. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and go side by side here on Pit Stop TV. Don't you go anywhere.
After months of quarantine, we're all interested in how we can become our best self. The team at Permanent Makeup and Cryo is here to help you get the flawless makeup look every day without the extra effort or time. When it comes to your appearance, you deserve the best care that money can buy.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of two products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Martinsville Speedway in Martinsville, Virginia. It is Zoltan Hertzeg, your race leader. Over Seth Fitzpatrick, Jeremiah Stutzman. Trying to recall here. Seth Berger, who's just gone by Jeremiah Stutzman, and Scott Bailey. Ed Shearer alongside Emerson Arden on the call this evening, and Daniel Molnix is sideways across the front straightaway.
Well, that's good news for Max.
Yes.
Bad news for the 44, though.
Yeah, yes and no. Good news for Max. He needed him to completely spin out, if anything. But also, Boffel and Soames have gone one lap down. And Max is about to go 2 down. So
Yeah, and I've been watching Max, and he's just fighting loose on entry both corners. So
well, he doesn't have a rear end, so
yeah, that probably doesn't help at all. So, and he's been scraping the wall both on the back straightaway, so yeah, he's definitely probably going to go 2 laps down here. So it'd be, I don't know how he's going to fight this off, but I mean, we'll see what happens. But the 77 is on a charge. He's now looking to go around the 2 of Seth Fitzpatrick, but that 77 is on a roll right now. I mean, he's just moving through cars like nothing.
A very bright trio of cars.
Yeah, talk about a color formation. Holy cow.
Fitzpatrick blinking again.
The only thing that's not colorful is Jeremiah. I mean, Joey Logano doesn't know anything but the color yellow and red, so that's all he uses on his Pennzoil schemes.
Pennzoil, a good sponsor to have, though. Been in the sport for a while.
There he is. Seth gets on the inside of Seth Fitzpatrick, and looks like Fitzpatrick's going to give him the way here.
Yeah, Berger up to second. A great recovery drive. Stutzman trying to get onto the podium, or back onto the podium. Doesn't see where Fitzpatrick is, and I'm sure race control's probably letting Fitzpatrick know he is blinking. He's got to give space. Fitzpatrick does allow Stutzman to go through, and is blinking bad. Wow,
yeah,
the next car
hasn't stopped either, so
the next car for Fitzpatrick is 4 seconds back, but race control's not gonna allow Fitzpatrick to blink like that too much longer.
Well, they haven't said nothing yet, so he might be getting away with it here, but... And as soon as I say that, race control is now just warned him. I'm a big jinx tonight, apparently.
Look at that sun! Oh my goodness.
Oh, man. You got my sunglasses over there? I need my sunglasses. Oh, man, it looks like Max is going to give away. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. That's not worth it. No. You know you can't fight on entry, so it's like, yeah, I can't. Can't compete. Oh, it looks like Adrian just about lost it right next to him, too.
Somebody stopped up there, and that was Adrian.
Yep. Oh, he just towed it.
See.
Rough night for the 82. Involved in that incident with the 56 Adam Gardner and the 5 of Matthew Setzer, and just hasn't been able to recover since.
Try to see what happened to Adrian Schumacher. Way up the track. No grip up there.
It's up in the marbles.
Yep.
And there's no grip up there, so you're definitely not going to have traction, so. Unfortunate. I think he was just trying to give leeway to the leader. So, unfortunate night for the 82. Definitely unfortunate night for a lot of these guys. So, it's definitely going to be a big points hit for some of these guys tonight. So, and it's going to be interesting next week, especially when we go to another short track. So,
Now, IRP, it's very difficult to pass there as well, but it's because everybody's running the outside lane. That's going to be an intriguing track. We've ran there once before. I believe that was the race. Joseph Kazi, Seth Berger, and Joshua Balliet all got into a little bit of a feud there. And Balliet was suspended for a race. Still made the championship 4 of that season, so no harm, no foul. Both Berger and Kazi, after that, the next week was Kentucky. They both had to serve a drive-through penalty, drive-through penalty at the beginning of that race. And Gilliard spins Matt Rogers.
oh no.
That
We're gonna mark that 3 times now for the 33.
that one definitely Gilliard. Rogers is up on the track,
Caution's
and that's
out.
caution on the speedway. We will not get a green flag pit stop today. No green flag pit stops.
And I think if they're going to give the 33 an EOL for that, Brad Bothwell might get his lap back here and become the lead lap. Because James Gilliard was just about put a lap down. So if they mark him as the victim here of that, so...
Well, let's see the replay, I guess, before we completely pin it on Gilliard. But from that view, it did look like Gilliard drove it hard. He forced his way in there. Yeah, he just came up.
Yeah.
I can't defend that one.
No, I can't either. So they're definitely going to probably EOL the 33 on that. I don't see how they don't. But it looks like if that happens, then 31 of Brad Bothwell will get his lap back.
Gilliard
mark
is
at
still
least
scored
3
on late
cars.
lap, so it doesn't affect the lucky dog.
Huh.
Gilliard's actually scored in 3rd at the moment, but he's going to get his EOL here. Yeah, just... I think he was tight, but he did come up the track.
Yeah, it's just there was no room. The 96 couldn't give any more room, to be
His
honest. I mean,
front-
they're both racing for position too,
yeah.
so 96 has every right to race him as as he should.
Oh no,
So,
yeah, they should race. I feel. I mean, yeah, Gilly came up. I think the front end of Gilliard's car, definitely tightened his car up, and Gilliard
Seat of the crowd.
Gilliard should have waited to get on the throttle with the better car. That time. Zoltan Hertzeg. Okay, yeah, the pit stops have happened, but the cars are so spread out. Yeah, Bothwell's still waiting on his lap back. Max is gonna take the wave around. Oh, you know what? Max is probably taking the wave around here to get himself back to 1 lap down. He's probably gonna hope for a slew of cautions here.
Yeah, I
that's
don't know
the
if he's
gas
gonna
tank.
get it though. I don't think he's gonna get it because
There ain't many
I
cars
mean,
left.
no, there's not. And then once we got going on restarts, we've been able to go. So unless we get like a big stack up, I don't see how that happens.
Schumacher's out. That means 14 are running. Bothwell getting his lap back. There's a race leader. Zoltan Hertzeg. Let's see, I was gonna see if we can pull Zoltan up. He's not in the Discord.
No.
We'll go ahead.
Why don't
And
we
leave it.
pull-
We'll pick somebody up next time.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe we try to get Jeremiah.
Getting him during the race is not necessarily a good idea.
Yeah, good point.
Well, no, it's just it's hard for him to do interviews during races.
Oh yeah, 100%. I wholly agree with you. This is gonna be an interesting restart though, because we're gonna have the 77 to 39 side by side again, and we know how good that 77's been to make his way back up through the field.
What a
so.
recovery for that! That is a nutty recovery. Can we talk about that?
I know, and the big thing I want to note too, just watch this restart because the 77's been able to hold the outside lane every time coming to this green flag. So this is gonna be an interesting going into 1.
iRacing.com safety vehicles in the safety of pit lane, and they've added a lap.
And talk about getting my excitement down. Come on, race control. Gosh,
Probably a couple.
what's Josh
things
doing up there, man? Gotta get him going, man. I guess there's a couple of black flags that are really confused right now, so that's why they added the lap. What a race so far, though. It's been interesting, to say the least. A lot of airborne.
A lot of
Never thought we had
airborne.
never thought we had an airport at Martinsville.
Yeah. We got 2 runways. They're very short. I would not try to land a plane on them. But here we go.
Absolutely not.
Back to racing. Green flag. Nope. We've had another lap.
Oh, alrighty then.
Okay.
Well, that was a wicked start.
Oh, goodness.
Alrighty then.
And I think they're going to have to wait for the pace car. They're going to have to add another lap because of how close that was.
I think Seth is starting to troll a little bit. He's...
No, they have to wait for the pace car, so everybody's having to really well. They're at 20 miles an hour.
Gotcha. Pretty slow.
Not the slowest we've ever seen the Outlaws Sim Series field as a whole do. We've had a red flag once before. At Bristol last season. There's a caution that came out during pit cycles.
I think I remember that. Wasn't there the truck race at Bristol?
Yeah, they had to get the order sorted out. There's a lot of penalties.
Yep.
It was tough. All right, Ed, is third time a charm?
I would hope so, man. I mean, I'm getting excited because, you know, we got 2 of the fastest cars in the front row. Let's get her going here. Come on.
The iRacing.com city vehicles in the safety pit lane, and it's gonna stay there. We are back to racing from Martinsville. So Seth Berger's fouled in line. He's 4/10 back already of Zoltan Hertzeg. But you know what? While I think Seth is a little bit better on the long run, I think Zoltan's car is built to fire off really well. And
Yeah, we got a battle for 5th for Doug Solms and Scott Bailey.
Solms was holding his own up there.
Yeah, and Scott just powered it down the bottom and just said, I'm taking this no matter what. And
Well,
he took it.
Let's talk about a car that can fire off. Zoltan Hertzeg just set the fastest lap of the day.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's had the better short run.
Absolutely.
I just think the 77 and 71 have the better long run.
But if he builds up a lead big enough, it might not matter.
Yeah, you're very true. And both these 2 between the 77 and 71 have not let him pull away really much. I mean, maybe a 10th at least. And right now it's 6/10.
They're getting better at it. Zoltan would have pulled a second if this was maybe the second start of the race or something.
Oh yeah, right there. I was watching Jeremiah. It's only been, only gained about a 10th or so. Not much. It's very little time gain that Zoltan's getting on these 2.
Boffel and Gilliard. Boffel lets Gilliard by. Gives him the whole track. Gilliard up to 6th. Let's see
At this
how...
point, you might as well be scared.
Well,
You've seen everything the 33's going. Oh, man. That 33 is probably not going to get some friendly Christmas cards in the Christmas time. I would not expect
He's not worried about it. I know James Gilliard. He does not care. He's now catching up on Molnix and Service, who stayed out to get laps back on that most recent caution. So
yeah, and if we get the caution right now, Doug Solms will get the free pass. So it's a fight between Doug Solms, Max Service, and Matt Rogers for that free pass position.
you're right. I thought Doug Solms was under the lap. You are totally right. Solms is the lucky dog. Service is their second car, 1 lap down. He's having trouble chasing down Solms, who doesn't have a front bumper. Or, I'm sorry, a hood. He does have a front bumper, but not a hood.
And as soon as we say that, 33 is all over the back of the 81.
See how Max runs.
I don't know how
this.
he's all over the back when Max doesn't have a back end. He about gave it to him.
I think that's in Max's best interest to give him the inside.
Yep, and the 33 just drove it up the track just about.
Missed the bottom a little bit. It gets hard to get onto these corners.
It's rough. It's very rough.
Here's Zoltan Herzig trying to lap Adam Gardner. Gardner will give plenty of room. And, you know, Berger's only 6/10 back. He has not lost that much time. He's now under 6/10 back of Zoltan Herzig. You're right. This is the best that Berger has done. Not that he's there, but this is the
all
best
you had to do is piss him off. You lit a fire under the man. I mean, he wants to perform in this car. I mean, he said it to you in the interview.
You know, I think he has to, if anything. This is the Season 1 champion. The driver who lost the Season 2 championship in a photo finish of 19 1,000ths of a second, and has only won on the season's Talladega. I mean, he needs to do something different here. And this is the first step towards that.
I mean, he ain't letting him breathe easy, I'll tell you that much, but I think he's going to have to hope for some more traffic for the 39 to catch. As soon as I say that, Scott Bailey's starting to run down Seth Fitzpatrick for fourth.
And two teammates at Last Chance Racing. Bailey trying to chase down Fitzpatrick, as Ed said. It was closer, but 2/10. Now it is, Seth has lost a lot of time. He just lost 8/10 of a second. Seth was within 6/10. He's now over 1.3 seconds back of Zoltan Herzig.
It's been a very quiet night for this 11. I don't really remember much, commenting him about like any wrecks or anything. Maybe in the beginning. I don't know if he was involved in that whole scrabble there in the beginning of the race, but I mean, it's been kind of quiet for him. So it's a pretty good night for this 11 crew.
He is doing pretty well. Again, this is a driver who's 6th in points, by the way. Also looking for a good day, and he's getting one right here if he can hold on to it.
It's all about the consistency, man.
Absolutely.
Get them points, you leave out of here with a good finish, a big smile on the face. And at this rate, Max is in 9th, so I think he'd be happy just walking away with a top 10, because 10th is one lap down as well. Yeah, he definitely has to pit at some point. So.
And Solms did pit on that most recent caution, but behind Max, Matt Rogers does not have to pit. Daniel Molnix does not have to pit. So Max is going to lose 2 spots here when he does pit.
Jeremiah had a tight moment there with the 41. He was trying to get around him, as both Seth and Zoltan both did, but wasn't in the best spot. So lost a little bit of ground to Seth there. Zoltan's still putting about a 10th of a lap on these two, so.
Seth is, giving it his all. He is running times that are near identical to Herzig, but Herzig's just getting him by a couple hundredths. All right, there's 7:02 for Herzig. That's a couple tenths there for Seth, and that's not what you need when you're trying to chase him down.
And the one close was Stutzman that time. Stutzman ran a 7:29 to Zoltan's 7:02.
And that's the thing. These guys, Seth, of course, he's a Season 1 champion, and made the championship for last season as well. He's very fast. But man, Zoltan's just consistent today.
Yeah, and he was quiet last week for a little bit. I mean, he had that tight battle with Seth for, I believe, what was it, 3rd place at Watkins Glen? So,
yeah, third podium.
Yeah, and his last win came at Chicagoland, his first win in the Outlaws Sim Series. So, I mean, he's looking for a good day today at Martinsville. I mean, he's led most amount of laps today, and he's started on pole and had the fastest lap in practice. So, his 39 Ford Mustang definitely showed some speed.
I had high expectations for Zoltan Herzig when he joined the Outlaws Sim Series. For those who don't know, he comes from NORC, a National Online Racing Championship. That's a pretty stacked league. That it's produced a couple NASCAR, Coca-Cola iRacing Series drivers like Femi Olot, and actually had another. But a couple pros have come out of NORC. It's a really good league. Zoltan Herzig was the only driver who had a chance at Daniel Falkingham that season. It was in the Xfinity car, but their last season, Daniel Falkingham won 10 races that season, and Zoltan Herzig won 5. And Falkingham, I wholeheartedly believe Falkingham has a legitimate chance to make it to NASCAR. And Zoltan Herzig, I think, would be in a similar boat. So I had very high expectations when Zoltan Herzig joined the Outlaws Sim Series. It was a little surprise when it took him as many races as it did to get him to win. But what I known him most for in that North season was, of all the mile and a halves, Zoltan Herzig was always the long run king at those mile and a halves.
You want to know the scary thing too about this, Emerson? We were talking about our schedule earlier. You see what half of our playoff schedule is? Short tracks and mile and a half.
Yep.
And where has Zoltan won? Possibly here at a short track, and he won in a mile and a half in Chicago. That's scary. That's scary.
He does have to survive the road course round. What he did do third at Watkins Glen, so.
Yeah, so, I mean, it should be okay, but you get this man in the playoffs, he might be scary to beat.
Absolutely. Stutzman and Berger, they continue to try to chase him down. They are now lapping 3 to 4 tenths slower than Zoltan Herzig. Again, bad news bears for the rest of the field. If the next fastest, well, Jeremiah ran within 5 1,000ths of Zoltan that lap, but
Yeah, I don't know what the fuel looks like here, but I don't know if we do have to pit one more time or not. It might be close.
they're on 100% fuel. They're fine.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, so they're okay. So it's just a matter of can Zoltan, manage his stuff, which
Absolutely.
I'm pretty sure he can. Which is, like you said, he's the long run king, so might as well give him that status as we would.
Well, that was an Xfinity car. This is a new car, and I interviewed him after his Chicagoland win. He said it's been very difficult to adapt to this car. Now, again, if there's anybody who's going to adapt to this car, I think Zoltan Herzig's definitely one of them. I should say Zoltan Herzig has the highest I rating in this field by a mile. Over 1,400 more than the next highest in the field, which is Giannini at a 3,600. He's at a 51.12. Zoltan Herzig is... he's driving like it, that's for sure. Oh,
we have a wreck 41 and
oh,
81.
right in front of the leader. Mike Petrie goes around, and the caution's going to come out. Well, we are not done yet.
On the 41, man.
It has been
It's
a rough
unfortunate.
day for him. And well, fortunately, I think he caught Mac's service.
Oh, yes, he did.
He just loops it by himself. Well,
And
Max didn't have a back
just
bumper.
along for the ride.
Now he doesn't have a front bumper.
It's okay, he'll make it out.
He just needed to even out the sides. That's probably why he was loose. Now that he doesn't have a panel on either side of the car, he might be okay. We're gonna catch a
Brad
little late.
Bothwell gets the lucky dog there.
Yep. Brad Bothwell was he?
Yeah, they called the 31 lucky dog again. He got lapped like just a lap or two.
Wow,
ago.
I thought Doug Solms had it. You're so right.
How many times has Brad? I think Brad got this like 3 times today or twice. Like,
Oh.
I've heard his name a lot more in race control. That's scary.
Race off pit lane. It's easily Herzig, Berger, Stutzman, Fitzpatrick, like Scott Bailey, 6th. Gilliard getting some damage repairs. Doug Solms is in. Max Service is in. They had to pit. Max was very low on fuel.
Yeah.
Maybe a blessing in disguise for Max. He's going to have to pit and lose 2 laps or so.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, it's still not going to be a bad day. I mean, he was fighting Jonathan Jennings for the points, and Jonathan Jennings is 185 laps down at 23rd.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was saying Max is definitely going to lose 2 spots because he was going to have to pit under green. So
Oh, yeah, 100%.
he gets a little bit of a help there, unfortunately being involved into caution. He's going to get EOL'd, and he will be sent back to 11th. But he was going to lose a couple laps on top of that, so... A little bit of a
Should be
blessing
okay.
in disguise getting involved in that incident.
Yeah, I think he should be okay, though. I don't see how, this is going to hurt his feelings, We both know Max. He's a very comediistic guy. I just might have made up a word, but...
We're going to go ahead and bring up the 11 of Scott Bailey, and Ed, I think I'm going to send him your way.
All right. Scott Bailey. It's the boys in the booth. You got a copy, buddy.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, man, talk about having a quiet day. You know, I haven't heard from you a lot. You know, it may have been a while since we last talked, but this 11 car, man, it's got some speed today. I mean, I've never seen somebody as quiet as you have running top 5 for most of this day. How's the car feeling, bud?
Yeah, I mean, car feels great. You know, I'm just trying to keep it as clean as I can. Got into a couple small wrecks at the beginning there, so it got her dinged up a little bit, but right now it's really stable. It's not loose, it's not tight, so just kind of rolling and trying to bring her home to the top 5.
Yeah, I know you guys are probably coming to the green soon, so I don't want to keep you for too long, but what do you think you need to get by these leaders in front of you? I mean, I think you have it what it takes, bud, so I think what do you need to get on by the 39 who's been the most dominant car all day today?
Yeah, just got to get a good restart here. My car takes 5 laps or so to warm up and really start to hook the bottom. So as long as you don't get out there too far, you know, I can at least hopefully reel him in, and he's probably gonna have to make a mistake for me to win it.
Well, buddy, to be honest, you have the most Tron Legacy car I've ever seen in my life. I know you're trying to replicate that Brett Keselowski look, but the orange makes it look a lot more better. So, buddy, good luck to you, and hopefully we'll be talking to you soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's the 11 of Scott Bailey out of Last Chance Racing. Good interview there, Ed. We look on.
I'm glad you liked my joke. I was scared to pull it.
iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety pit lane, and we will go back to racing here at Martinsville. Talk about a good restart. Scott Bailey trying to get to the inside of Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, he's trying. He hit a little bit of the curb there. He just about ate it. So it's going to be tight coming off of turn 2 here. He's going to see if he can't get the power down turn 3, and he does. Wow, he sends it. Locks up the left front. He's going to be close. Might open up the door for James Gilliard, but what a pass. I mean, talk about being able to save that. That left front was not moving at all. That thing was smoking. He smokes it again, just going into turn 1.
Oh, man. Gilliard wants a bite out of it. Gilliard clears up into 5th.
Oh, that's somebody you don't want to see marching through the field. Oh, man. Scott must be having some braking issues or something. He just locked it up again, the same tire, the left front.
He might have changed his bias for the restart, maybe to get a better start, and he's still trying to adjust to it.
I mean, barely a little bit of lock up there, but not as bad as it has been the last couple laps.
Gilliard might have a go here, not close enough.
Oh, Gilliard might try the diamond here. He's trying to run it up top. He's going to try the diamond here. I don't think he's going to have the drive off, though. Scott's protecting it pretty well. He can't get that diamond off on the bottom. See, Gilliard's going to try to turn. Let's see if he tries it again in 3 and 4. He's been doing it in 3 and 4 and making it work just about. He rides it up top, right off the top of the concrete. Tries to diamond it to the bottom. Nope, it's just going to fall in line with him here.
Dog, Max Service.
Oh, and Scott Bailey goes around up in turn 4.
Oh my goodness, right there. And looks like we are staying green.
Oh no.
I'm gonna go ahead and grab a replay and see what happened to Scott Bailey, and it looks like it was all by himself as well. It was looking like a good run for Scott. Here's what happened.
Just a little too much power off the exit. Car wasn't ready to rotate.
Oh, he started backing up into traffic. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you could try to push these cars as hard as you can, but a little bit too much, and it's just going to whip it around.
Well, Max did get that pass done. Now Molnix and Solms going at it for the second car. 1 lap down, and Solms is holding on to that 9th position.
I think Scott Bailey's going to want a caution at some point. I think he definitely knows he has a good car to get a top 5, maybe even a top 3. So definitely going to want that caution. But the 33 is back in the top 5.
Seth Berger's been running some of his fastest laps of the day this run. Still second off of Zoltan that time by. But again, Seth is not a second, a 10th off of Zoltan that last time by.
Oh, James Gilliard just got up on the wall for turn 2. He was way slow. I don't know if he got the wall, but he was really, really slow.
There's no front bumper on that car.
I don't know what happened back there.
Oh, no. I think he just overdrove the entry to corner. Here we go with Gilliard.
Oh, wow. He sent it. Yeah, I think that's just him trying to make up time, to be honest.
No. I know it's not perfect, but how does that get rid of the front bumper clip?
I don't know. Maybe that right side was the only thing that was holding it.
I guess so.
Yeah. Maybe he had 2 like rubber bands just gluing it to the front and just snapped off when he hit the wall. Anywho.
Stutzman and Berger there. They're not fighting each other. Stutzman understands that fighting Berger is probably his last thing he wants to do. He wants to let Seth work. Trying to see. They ran faster than Zoltan by 2/10 last lap, but they caught the lap car there. That's going to hurt this time, Di.
Yeah, if I'm Jeremiah, I want to be that third car, because if Seth gets there and they do anything, I want to be that guy that can avoid it and make out with it. So I definitely want to be that next guy up. So let Seth try to get there and then hope he does anything to Zoltan that puts you in the best spot to possibly win this race. So we're clicking off laps here.
Lap 207 of 250. And what a day it's been for Zoltan Herzig. He's around. This should be his 200. That was his 200 lap led 201 by the time by the stripe. Almost a perfect stat line there. He hasn't led every lap. Stutzman led some laps on a pit cycle, or I'm sorry, on a pit stop early on in the race where he stayed out. Everybody else was on pit lane, and that's literally the only laps led outside of himself today. It's been a great day for Zoltan. He has the fastest lap by far of anybody by 8/10. I'm sorry, 8/100. Wow, decimal places are not my thing today. By 8/100ths over the next closest, which is Seth Berger. He's had a great day. Zoltan is looking pretty strong.
Pretty strong. He's been dominant.
Yeah, certainly has been. Second place, Seth Berger. He's also had well, that's not entirely indicative of his race today. He's been through the ringer a little bit.
Oh yes, he has.
But he started 4th and he's led a lap today. He's up in 2nd, trying to chase down race leader Zoltan Herzig. It's not over for Seth, but he's gonna need something to turn around here, something to go his way if he's gonna get one more spot.
I think Seth at this point is tired of being the bridesmaid, so I think he wants to be up there and take that win. I mean, he got the win at Talladega, so I definitely think he wants to get up there and definitely prove it wasn't a fluke and go win at a short track. Why not be at Martinsville, and why not be with a special paint scheme?
Absolutely. Again, he talked about that paint scheme in the pre-race show. Uptown Garage, they got his car all fixed up, and he wanted to pay him thanks. And good-looking car at that.
We have a spin off of 4. I think he just towed. I don't know who it was. I think it was the 41, I believe.
Like Petrin.
Might have been. That has not been that man's day.
Petrin, he struggled today for sure. So Jeremiah Stutzman in the 3rd position. He started 5th. He's led 5 laps today. He's kept it up here most of the day. Stutzman's been doing a great job of keeping that car under wraps, and
I think he's the only one that's clean still.
Yeah, that car looks perfect so far. I'm impressed. But he got 5 laps led.
I think Seth too. Yeah.
No, Seth's got some damage.
Seth Fitzpatrick.
Oh, Fitzpatrick. Well, let's go check in on Seth Fitzpatrick. No, yeah, there's some
damage.
damage.
He has damage. Yeah, so Jeremiah. All right.
Seth Fitzpatrick's also had today. He's at 13th. He's had to go through the field, and he's been as high as 2nd. He's up to 4th. And looking good for the 2 car from Last Chance Racing with Rogers Race Wraps on that
Thank
machine.
goodness I didn't do that bet earlier. I was going to put a bet in chat saying if anybody finishes a clean car, give him $5. Thank goodness I didn't go through with that.
Brad Bothwell, he's still in the 5th position with that thing.
How?
Started 12th, Currently,
And
in fifth.
he's had like 3 lucky dogs. This man's like the Kenny Wallace at this rate.
Oh man.
Remember that Kenny Wallace race where he had like 5 or 6 lucky dogs?
He got 5. That's nuts.
Yeah, 5. Yeah. I think Brad's had at least like 2 or 3.
He's at 3. I mean, he's doing work with him. He's up to 5th.
Yep. Oh, Jeremiah Stutzman! He just spun off a front stretch and just wrecked it.
Oh,
I
no.
jinxed it. All right. Well, at least I would have kept my $5.
And it was all by himself too. We're gonna ride on board. 71 of Jeremiah Stetson. That one's all you, Ed.
Yeah.
Oh, the lapped car. I think he slowed up for the lapper, and
I overcorrected it.
these cars are so hard to save.
Very. Now I wish I went through with it. I would have kept my $5.
Oh,
I feel bad.
I don't know. Zoltan has any. Has a.
Oh man, yeah, I forgot about that. You had to say it, didn't you?
You didn't make the bet.
I don't know, man. Good point, but no, let's go Zoltan. Maybe he's gonna cook something up. Maybe I could keep my $5.
You didn't even
Zoltan,
bet
come
it.
on. Maybe he scratches the wall once. Does that count?
For what? You haven't made the bet.
Good point. All right.
It's too late now.
Yeah, good point. We'll go to stock market later.
This isn't, Clint Boyer's money. You can't just make this bet halfway through stage 1.
We should try to get that going. Maybe that'll be something in the future. Maybe, but I don't know.
I'm not putting my money out there. If you want
No, I'm
to.
not saying our money. I'm saying Anywho. Future plans. Okay, Zoltan Hursak still leading at Martinsville.
Last car in the lead lap in our 3 of a field, James Gilliard, he had a great day, and he found other cars on the track.
And he lost his front end. Everybody gonna return that to the 33 stall.
Oh, there's a lot of missing panels out there.
And a lot of fans got some souvenirs today.
A lot of front bumpers gone. What's that website? Racing Warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're getting a good shipment today.
Very, very, very good shipment today.
First car 1 lap down is Scott Bailey in the 11 after his incident on the front straightaway. He is now currently the lucky dog. Got 11 seconds. Well, he started 17th, and it's still a good day for him nonetheless to be in 7th.
Oh, absolutely.
But being as high as 4th, and a little bit of a jinx there with that interview.
That's your fault. You put me into it.
I did choose it. But Scott Bailey had a great restart going, and ultimately just made that mistake out of 4. Oh, the Doug Solms off the nose of Jeremiah Stutzman.
Oh, and he towed it.
And he could have called that a yellow, but I think out of the respect of the race, I think he just let it
I would
go.
have made it interesting.
We'll see what happened to Doug Solms. We'll see if he could have called it a yellow first of all.
I don't know. Maybe did he even go off the front bumper? Maybe he just lost it on his own.
That's what we're going to see. Doug Solms in the 67. Checks up for Max. He hit the curb. He hit the curb. My bad.
You gotta thank Andrew Cardinale at the 4 for these amazing camera shots. Whiplash Media.
Yep.
They're always providing us with them good little cameras. We see everything. So don't think we don't see them wrecks happening. We see everything.
It is www.pitstoptv.com/whiplash. Yeah. Next service is an 8th. Good points day for him because of what happened to Jennings, but Seth Berger is going to eat out a little bit of that points deficit as well. But Max has started 2nd, currently in the 8th position, and he has been through it as well. He's lost both ends of the car, and probably lost a little bit of patience in this race as well.
And Seth was only about 45 back of both Jennings and Max on the
It's going to be a huge jump, yeah.
Oh, yeah, easily. I don't exactly remember where both of them were at in the stages. So definitely going to be an interesting type battle forward.
Everybody else is 2 laps down or more. Max Service is about to go 2 down, and he is in position 8. Stutzman has gone 1 lap down. He makes James Gilliard the last car on the lead lap with 17 laps to go. Still running in this race, Daniel Molnix, Matt Rogers, Doug Solms, Derek McMurtry, Adam Gardner, Mike Petrin. Everybody else out of the race: Schumacher, Reeves, Aldrich, Setzer, Smith, Barnett, St. Cour, Giannini, Jennings, and Peck. We've all called it an early night. Seth Berger has closed the gap a little bit to Zoltan Herczeg. He's running slightly faster. The 2 seconds with 15 laps to go on the most dominant and consistent car today. It's a tall task.
Gonna need some help.
Tall task. And Zoltan, you know what? Well, watch the gap here. Let me see if I can throw it on the screen. Seth will close so much in the center corner, but Zoltan puts so much priority on the exit.
Oh, wow.
Look at that gap.
It's like Zoltan's better on the straightaways and Seth is better in the corners.
I think Zoltan gets better exits. Seth better entries. Seth can drive it in. I think a little bit similar to Gilliard. It's less extreme. And Zoltan is so smooth, silky smooth with the throttle, which makes him the long run king.
You know what would be interesting? If Max really wanted to be that guy right now, you think he would hold him up for his teammate? But I don't think he would be that guy.
It's not in Max's personality, but he may. He's not gonna let Zoltan take it easy. I'll say that. I don't think he's gonna block him or anything.
And look up front, Doug Solms and James Gilliard are side by side too in front of them, and both of them are a lap down. Well, James Gilliard's on the lead lap, but he's gonna go a lap down eventually. But I mean, still, if a side by side happens in front of our leader, how much time Seth can make up is gonna be very, very interesting. It looks like Max ain't letting him go easy.
I don't think Max is gonna chop block him or anything, but he's gonna take his line away.
And he's forcing Zoltan to run a different line. He's like trying to diamond it right now.
well,
He gave him the
Max Max got tight.
I think no, that's just Max's driving right there. I think at that point. I had to get him at least once. He knows I had to get him. He knows I had to get him at least once.
The point leader, man.
He knows. He'll understand it.
Gap is maintained 2 seconds. Jeremiah Stutzman has had an issue. He's let Scott Bailey by for position. Scott Bailey is the lucky dog. Should there be any late race shenanigans?
I'm not gonna jinx it, but please let that happen. I want to see an amazing restart, please. Come on, make it happen. I want to see some drama.
That's not correct.
I was about to say, there's no shot we had 2 cautions.
Well, we had a little bit of a reset there at the halfway point. And yeah. Zoltan Herczeg looking to put Gilliard a lap down, and I don't think Gilliard... Now, there's only a few laps left in the race, but I don't know if Gilliard's going to,
I don't even think Zoltan wants to go by him.
But look at the gap now, 1.6 seconds.
Uh-oh. Seth may have just had an issue. Seth had a really big issue. He was all the way up high when I went to him in turn 2.
I think he's overdriving it.
Maybe. I think he's just trying to make up as much as he could. I think he realizes this is it. He has to try to do what he can.
He's got such a large... He's got 12 seconds over the next car. I think he's just trying what he can.
I don't blame him. At this rate, I mean, you just got to hope that Zoltan maybe has an issue, but I don't think so. I mean, the man's just been perfect.
He doesn't even have to lap Gilliard. I don't think Berger's coming at a rate enough for Herczeg to worry. But Gardner another lap down. Gardner, he's only a lap ahead of the 14th place car, Mike Petrin. But Gardner's in a little bit of a battle for position, albeit 59 laps down. Oh, Gilliard! You know what? I think he's. Oh, you know, that's his teammate. That's fair. He's letting his teammate by.
Oh, he washed up a little bit.
Oh, wow. But it completely escaped my mind that they're teammates and Gilliard would not, you know, cost Zoltan the race. With that being said, 2 laps to go. This time by from the paperclip, just over 1 mile. As Zoltan Hertzik comes down the front straightaway, he'll take U-turn number 497.
The U-turn?
Yeah.
Oh! So you just tried to make.
Oh, this is in the wall! Oh my goodness! And this might be it. And a caution is out.
Let's go!
Oh my
I don't even
goodness!
know. Oh no!
Oh my goodness!
All right, get the book out. Let's go. We're gonna get some interesting strats here. This is gonna be great.
Does anybody stay out? Is anybody crazy enough to stay out?
Oh, I think you should.
Everybody's on 60 lap old tires.
Why not? It'd be worth it. I mean, if you're back there, maybe like Brad Bothwell. I mean, you got nothing to lose,
there's only 4
right?
cars on the lead lap, so it's Bothwell, Fitzpatrick, Seth. Somebody's gonna take 2. Oh, Gilliard and Service. They just ran into each other trying to avoid the 44. That's.
Oh boy, the 33 will not get the lucky dog because he was involved in the wreck. So the 11 of Scott Bailey gets the free pass. The 11's back on the lead lap.
That sucks for Gilliard, but that is the rule.
That is huge for Scott Bailey. We both know how good of a car he has.
But he's gonna have to. Start
I don't know if
he's got to start.
Oh yeah.
So he
if
needs another restart.
Yeah.
Everybody but Zoltan Hertzeg pitted.
Even Seth?
Yep.
Wow. Wait.
So Seth took 4 tires. Both Seths took 4 tires.
Oh dear.
Zoltan Hertzeg.
This is gonna be very interesting.
Your race leader. Everybody behind him has fresh tires. He has 60 lap old tires. And it's a green white checkered restart.
I'm scared.
Oh man. Stutzman. Everybody tried to get their lap back here. These lap cars here. Stutzman, Solms. They're not going to be able to.
Oh man.
And Petrin. And again,
Now,
Petrin's in that battle. They're on the same lap, Mike Petrin and Adam Gardner. That's a battle 59 laps down. Wow. They're on the same lap.
I don't know what I do. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know if I do it this early, but...
I think Zoltan, he's going to want control to restart.
He's got to take the bottom. He has to. That's probably going to take the top. I mean, the only thing I would definitely recommend is maybe Seth gets on the bottom and just moves him up the track. I mean, that's the only way he's going to be able to do anything. Because every time he's been on the outside, he hasn't been able to get neck to neck to him and exit it too.
So here comes the choose rule. Zoltan down low, Seth up high, Fitzpatrick on the bottom side, and Bothwell, and everybody else is lapped. Be real, it doesn't truly matter where they line up. Okay, there's 3 wide across the line. Oh, that one's gonna have to get sorted out.
Yeah, I don't think we have 3 lanes.
That one's gonna have to be sorted.
Oh man. Okay, you want to make your call now? Who's winning?
Who do I have?
Yeah, who do you got?
Can there be absolute carnage and Bothwell take it?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good call. I think at this rate.
Who are you going with?
You know, I'm gonna go with Seth Fitzpatrick. I feel like he's gonna make a move, and I feel like it's gonna take the 39 and the 77 both out. And he's just gonna power on to the victory. I think it's gonna be like one of those Martinsville races. What was it? What year was that? When Clint Boyer went in there and murdered both the 48 and the 24. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was bad. Yeah, that was bad for you. I forgot. Yeah. That was bad.
Anyway, overtime attempt numero uno. It is Zoltan Hertzeg, Seth Berger, Seth Fitzpatrick, Brad Waffle, he went early, green flag!
Can I take my pick back?
Fitzpatrick and Berger gonna battle. That's what Herczeg wants. He wants those guys to battle. I think Fitzpatrick understood that. He let Berger get to him. He's gonna let these guys duke it out. Now Berger with the fresh tires. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Whiplash Media Sim Cams.
Seth is there. Oh no, he's gonna get there. Is he gonna power it down? Oh, he didn't do it.
Oh, he didn't send it. He's gonna try to get the run on the exit. Not close enough. It'll be Zoltan Herczeg winning at Martinsville.
What a finish. I was expecting the 77 to give him a shove into the corner.
I thought there was going to be a bump.
Oh, man. That was great.
But it was Zoltan Herczeg. The dominant car today, the car that should have won, rightfully won. He led over the scheduled race distance and laps.
Absolutely.
Well-deserving victory for Zoltan Herczeg. And he'll burn him down on the front straightaway.
We had some beef there at the end, too. Oh, boy.
That'll be Martinsville.
Yeah, welcome to Martinsville, people. I love Martinsville. Can we come here again? I want to come here again. Let's do it again.
We have more short tracks. More wild short tracks coming up.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see a Zoltan Herczeg in the Discord yet. Ed, you go ahead and keep an eye out. While we end up begin. Oh, he blinked out a little bit.
Oh, hello.
Well, here we go. Himself a Polish victory lap in. Zoltan Herczeg from your home state, Ed, of New York. Dominant today. Absolutely dominant, and
he is from here?
Yeah. You can't hear
know
it
that.
in an accent.
You know, it's really I don't have an accent.
I didn't say you did. I said you can't hear it in his.
No.
I definitely can hear it. I still don't see him in the Discord.
No, I have not seen him yet.
Let's go ahead and get through our race results. For the time being, Zoltan Herczeg with the victory, of course. Seth Berger did not take a lunge at Zoltan. He was respectful about it. He tried to get him on the exit, but to no avail. Second place for Seth Berger. Seth Fitzpatrick will finish in third. Brad Bothwell, the last car on the lead lap, in fourth. Scott Bailey finishes in the fifth position. Jeremiah Stutzman in sixth. James Gilliard in seventh. That wraps up the cars 1 lap down. Max Service was 2 down in eighth. Matt Rogers 3 laps down in ninth. And Doug Solms 5 laps down in 10th.
And 11 was Daniel Molinix. Not the race he had in mind. He had a great qualifying effort. 11 laps down in 11th place. Derek McMurtry, 12th place. 13 laps down. Our league owner, Adam Gardner, 13th, 59 laps down. Mike Petrin, 60 laps down, 14th. Adrian Schumacher, 134 laps down in 15th. Jacob Reeves, 199 laps down in 16th, along with Nathan Aldridge in 17th. Matthew Setzer, who was involved in one of the early wrecks, 210 laps down in 18th. Devin Smith in the 95, 217 laps down in 19th. And Randall Barnett, 249 laps down in 20th.
I don't think... that actually makes sense. Andrew St. Cour, 21st, 249 laps down. Robert Giannini, 254 laps down, 22nd. Jonathan Jennings, Eric Peck, both very early nights, 255 laps down. And Eric Peck, last 256 laps down of the 257 ran. Well...
Zoltan just joined in.
Well, okay, we do get a Zoltan.
We get a Zoltan.
We get a Zoltan.
We got him.
Zoltan Herczeg, a dominant performance tonight. A little scary there on that final restart, though, with 60 lap old tires.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting. I don't know what I was thinking. Like, there was only 3 guys on the lead lap. I should have just pitted. And worst case, I was in third. But I was just so worried that there was going to be like a quick caution right after the restart, and then I would get screwed. So I was like, all right, I'll just keep the track position, and I'll try to change up my restart just to kind of get them off guard so I can get a nice little lead with the older tires. And luckily there wasn't one more lap, because if there was one more lap, Seth had me. And I'm glad and grateful that he didn't give me the old bump and run.
It caught us actually all by surprise, but then the more I think about it, he was so grateful that you raced him clean at the end of Watkins Glen, and so I guess that's a little bit of a little positive payment back for that. So, I mean, great racing from the both of you. I think you and Seth Berger raced clean all season long from Chicagoland to Watkins Glen and here. Let's talk about the day. It was wild. Your fastest lap, 8/100 faster than anyone else's fastest lap on the day. That 39 was a rocket ship today.
Yeah, the thing was on rails, and luckily it's all Brad, James, and Robbie G. They all were working on it. Robbie G made some good changes right before the race, and I think that's where that time was. And but yeah, so that was really cool. So definitely a shout out to them.
Right on. Zoltan, this is now your second win on the season. You're starting to storm up the point standings. You got a wild schedule coming up. You got another short track at IRP coming up next week. I'm feeling now, well, first next week at IRP. It's a short track, but you drive it completely differently than here. And then what's you got overall the rest of the regular season?
Yeah, next week I think it's going to be really tough, just with the differences in banking, the progressive banking just changing. With some reason on these cars, when you're switching from different bankings, it gets almost undrivable sometimes. So you have to really be able to dial in the setup. And so next week might be a hit or miss, but hopefully we can try to gain some speed, practice a little bit. And then just the rest of the season, I'm just going to try to finish races and try to get as close as I can to the top 5 in points. That'd be awesome before the regular season ends.
Absolutely. Well, Zoltan, again, you led more laps than the scheduled race distance today. You led 251 laps of the scheduled 250. Of course, you're at 257. Congratulations on the dominant victory tonight, and celebrate hard. Best luck to you in the coming weeks, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
There's driver of the number 39, Zoltan Herczeg. Again,
I'll find out where in New York he was. Find that out.
Yeah, reach out to him, man. He'll talk to you. But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and take our post-race break, I guess. We'll be right back with more post-race coverage from the virtual Martinsville Speedway in just a moment. Don't you go anywhere.
Have you found yourself trying to hide your joy because you're unhappy with your teeth? Your smile is the first feature noticed in an interview, on a date, or in family photos. We want you to be able to shine bright as your best self, and our teeth whitening system is the perfect step toward restoring your confidence.
Sound Art introduces an entirely new way to listen to music in your home. By combining the best of 2 products, a revolutionary high-fidelity, low-profile Bluetooth wireless speaker with beautiful artwork. Select from a library of artwork or upload your own photos to personalize your experience. Sound Art ushers in an era of invisible, beautiful, and amazing sound throughout your home and redefines your entire entertainment system. The need to reclaim your floor space and rid your home of unsightly speaker boxes that need to be bolted to the wall is now a thing of the past. Our canvas is printed on high-quality permalite by Breathing Color. And select from our gallery or upload your own. Standard sizes include 16 by 20 and 18 by 24 canvas wrapped. Custom sizing is available, as well as surround sound options.
Welcome, race fans, back to the virtual Martinsville Speedway. We're now in the post-race coverage of the 13th round of Outlaws Sim Series action this NextGen Cup Series season from the paperclip at Martinsville. It was a great race tonight. Had some green flag running, but a little heavy on the caution side. But anyway, we have our second place finisher, Seth Berger, standing by with Ed here. Ed?
Seth, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, man. You know, it was a great finish for you, but, man, I really wanted you to get to him, man. I was like, oh, I wonder what he's going to do once he get there. But, man, you were oh so close. I think you needed at least like 1 or 2 more laps. What can you possibly have done any different to possibly get to win tonight?
I 100% agree with you. I could have 100% sent him into turn 3, but I committed to that lower line going into turn 3 there, and I didn't want to be dirty at all. And I felt like I drove in as deep as I thought I drove in deeper than he was going to, and he sent it. So I didn't want to be dirty at all. That dude was dominating all night, and he raced me extremely clean last week. So I'm just glad to have that rebound, and yeah, congrats to him, man. I definitely would have liked to have given him a shot, but I just felt like I was too far back to not like be dirty about it.
Well, he definitely was regretting not pitting. I mean, he told us both that he definitely should have pitted, so you definitely had him on his heels for there. But overall, I mean, both Max Service and Jonathan Jennings had their issues today. I mean, they didn't realize you're third in points and you're only about 40-something points behind. I mean, you had a good points day. I mean, I think you're going to be one of those championship favorites, bud. I mean, how do you feel possibly going into these next couple of weeks?
It definitely feels good. I'm excited to see how much I close the gap going into next week. Like I said, I don't want to have any bad weeks of losing any points, and I think slow and steady will win the race. And just staying alive today definitely gained me a lot of points.
Well, bud, you definitely had the car that was easily compatible with Zoltan Herzig. I mean, the car looked on rails from when you went to the back and drove it back up to the front. I definitely know you made Uptown Garage proud, and definitely gave a little bit of a, easy eyesore for us to spot you out with the pink lemonade mobile. But good stuff with that tonight. I had to make the one joke. I had to do it. Okay, I had to do it. But congrats, bud. That's second.
It's a good looking pink lemonade.
All right, that was driver up to number 77, Seth Berger, who ended up finishing in the second position. We have the other Seth coming up right here. Third place finisher, Seth Fitzpatrick. And Seth, it was a good run for you today, man. You had a really good car. You started 13th, and you kept it clean for the most part. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I was trying to keep my nose clean the best I could and just work my way through there. But, man, I couldn't find the pace that Berger and Zoltan had, and Corey too, which is unfortunate with Corey, but because he deserved a better finish than what he got. But yeah, I was just trying to keep it clean the whole time, and just couldn't find the pace that them two had up front.
Well, again, it was a great day to rebound. Oh, yeah, to come from 13th. I think that's a rebound anyway, from starting 13th. And to win last week. You got some runs strung together here. You got another short check coming up. Starting to look like these tracks that require a little bit more finesse and skill, a little bit more in your strong suit. How you feeling about what's coming up?
I'm excited for it. We'll just have to put some practice in. I've never turned a lap at Lucas Oil. I've always enjoyed watching the races there, but I've never turned a lap there. So I'm sure it'll be fun and interesting. Hopefully I can bring some of the same speed there and have another top 5 run.
Should be a good time next week. Seth, that final restart. Now, Zoltan didn't pit for tires. You and Seth Berger going at it. I feel like your intent in the turn 3 coming to the white flag was to let Berger go and try to battle Zoltan, see if anything came up out of it. But what say you? Well, what did you do there on that final restart? And could you have given it a little bit more?
You were exactly right. But I started out with I was gonna try my best, but I did not make any progress on Seth whatsoever. I wasn't half as good as he was, so I just decided going into 3, let him go. Hopefully he'll get him. And coming to the the checkered going into 3. I was like, oh man, he's gonna give him a shot by my angle. It looked like he was about to, but he didn't. I was kind of hoping so. I was ready for a shot.
I'm sure you were. That would have been a wild one for us. But yeah, still a great race for you tonight. A great run for Rogers Race Wraps, by the way, today's race sponsor. So you put on a great show in a beautiful looking livery. Can you tell us a little bit more about the car?
Yeah, the other day, me and Matt was just talking, and I was like, well, since you're sponsoring the race, I'll run your colors if you'll make me one. So me and him sat up and made that, which was, it didn't take no time. It was just a bunch of paint splatters everywhere, but I thought it came out looking pretty cool.
That's exactly what Ed and I were saying.
Yeah, I thought it was just a bunch of paint cans. You just said throw it at it and see what happens, but
Yeah, we went and dumped it all over the car and made a few laps, and that's where it dried out at.
I love it. All right, Seth, congratulations on the podium. Good looking car. And yeah, we'll see ya.
Hey, thanks, man. See y'all.
Best luck to you, man. Driver of the number 2, Seth Fitzpatrick. And I thought we had lost Stutzman there for a minute, but looks like Stutzman made a return. So here is Jeremiah Stutzman. He's headed your way.
all right, Jeremiah. First of all, I got 2 things to say. 1, I'm sorry I gave you the broadcaster's curse. And 2, how about that finish, buddy? You had a good car the whole time. I mean, definitely had top 3 speed, but like I said, I'm sorry I gave you the broadcaster's curse. Please don't yell at me. But definitely had a good car. How'd you feel tonight?
Oh, I felt great until whatever happened there happened.
Yeah, I feel so bad. I'm like, oh man, Jeremiah's got such a good car, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh no, he turned left. I'm like, oh no, he wrecked it. But I mean, it is either I saw you in qualifying. I said, I don't see anybody else that rolled the bottom in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 as good as you did. Like you were just able to barely get on the curb, like not too much excessively as we saw it tonight, but you were able to roll the bottom of the corner so well tonight. Like, how'd you get to 71 just rolling as good as you did?
I was just trying to back the corners up and not lock up the left front. For the most part, as long as I could do that consistently, then I didn't have to really worry about anything else.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we definitely saw a lot of walk-ups tonight. I mean, a couple of drivers had issues with braking and definitely driving it a little in too deep. But, I mean, forgo the incident. If you think you would have had anything for Zoltan and Seth if you were still up there for top 3?
I think I had 3rd. I don't think I had nothing for the 77 or the 39. I would have took 3rd. I would have took anywhere in the top 5.
Well, buddy, you definitely had the top 5 speed, I can tell you that much. How do you feel about your chances next week if we go to IRP?
Hoping to keep the consistency going. I think I should have had a top 5 the last 2 weeks and just not used to running up there and gotta not make no mistakes.
Well, like you said, buddy, the more mistakes, misfortune. But I definitely think you have one coming your way, bud. Trust me. The way I've seen you the last couple of weeks, you definitely have one coming. You have a good finish on your way. So congratulations on your top 10 today, and hopefully have a good finish next week, and we'll see you at IRP.
All right, thank you. Good job as always up there.
That was driver of the number 71, Jeremiah Stutzman again. Great that he always comes up and lets us get an interview with him. Kind of help us fill up the post-race show a little bit more. Always appreciate Stutzman's time. And yeah, Ed, you got it all there from Stutzman. You had a good day coming. I mean, sixth is still a good finish at Martinsville, but he really was muscling for a podium.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. He'll get it. Well, he'll get it one day. He definitely has the speed and potential. He just has to have the luck go his way. He just has to have it one time.
Well, I will say, I mean, looking at that's gonna do it here from Martinsville. But what we got coming up, it's some good stuff. British sim racers and the touring cars. They're taking to the high banks of Daytona tomorrow afternoon here in the States. Tomorrow night across the pond in the UK, 8 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Check out British sim racers and their touring cars. Their fun event they put on tomorrow at Daytona. Sunday night, the NBA Cup Series is back in action. Non-points racing for us Sunday night. 9 p.m. Eastern, you'll catch the DW12s around the Texas Motor Speedway. It's be a fun show there. And Tuesday night, 8 p.m. UK, 3 p.m. Eastern, British Sim Racers back in action. They're going to stay in Florida, heading over to Sebring with their Trophy Tuesdays and their Mazda Miatas. We'll be back in action next Wednesday night in the Outlaws Sim Series action from IRP, Indianapolis Racing Park. That's gonna be a fun show. Ed, you say you don't really know the track. I love that track. I think I put it on this. I can't remember if I had that say or not, but nonetheless, a great track. A short track that you run the high side on. It's so unique. You don't think about it, but you almost never run the high side on a short track, unless there's like some severe banking differential on the inside. But IRP, yeah, there's a little bit progressive banking, but it looks flat. It's basically a flat short track you're in the wall at. I am hyped because I don't know how these NextGen cars drive around there. It maybe becomes a bottom track with the NextGen car. I don't know. We'll have to find out though. We'll see if what kind of setups these guys bring. It's gonna be a hard track to set up for. You heard a little bit there. Fitzpatrick say the Groot or Fitzpatrick or. Mention it. But the progressive banking, it was Zoltan said that it makes this car very difficult to drive. So we'll see what happens next week. Should be a fun show. But Ed, I want to thank you as always for joining me alongside in the booth, especially with Devin out. I appreciate your work on socials as well. But again, you're a blast to have in the booth, man. It was a fun time tonight.
I had a blast as always. I mean, these Outlaw guys, they know how to put on a show. I mean, I hope everybody that watched tonight had a great time. I mean, I think it was a great race all around. I mean, we had an exciting finish on a green-white checkered. I mean, what more can you ask for at a short track? I mean, and not even that. We're going to get another short track next week. And like you said, we're going to have the high lane. Might even have the low lane. Might be like a little Bristol. Who knows? But we don't have that kind of banking. But, it's going to be interesting. So I'm excited. I can't wait to get there. Just hopefully it's going to be nicer than here. It's kind of hot here today. It was kind of warm.
A little warm, but that'll do it from the Paperclip. We're happy to have had you all here tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. For all on Pit Stop TV, Ed Shearer alongside myself, Emerson on the call this evening. You all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon for British Sim Racers touring cars from the Daytona International Speedway, or next Wednesday night for Outlaws Sim Series action from Indianapolis Raceway Park. Good night, everybody.